Devils of Arizona State with a brand new coach and a banged up offense looking to take on number 5 with a bullet, USC. We are live in Tempe, Arizona, and we can't wait to bring you another one. Just a few time zones over, partner. Ready to rumble with Spencer Tillman. I'm Tim Brando. Listen, I want to talk about USC circumstances and Lincoln Riley's in particular because, look, they're favored regardless of who wins and by how much. What's his big picture plan, you think?
Well, it's got to be about the inner game, that's for sure. Those players that you mentioned too on ASU side, a lot of them are banged up, particularly at the quarterback position. So Lincoln Riley has got to touch those right buttons. It's about the motivation factor, appeal to the will. And then Caleb Williams has got to find a way to marshal his top game in these situations when he knows he's facing a defense that's not up to snuff. Now, alternately, Alex Grinch on the defensive side has got to step up. Mason Cobb, his man in the middle, is the one that's like a lit fuse. He's got to be ready, like a lit fuse racing to a point to explode, to get all of his other battery mates, the men of Troy, ready to play.
Well, we do know this. The guy that's going to quarterback for Arizona State has had some success against USC, albeit at Notre Dame. Josh Sims has more.
Well, Drew Pine's career at Arizona State got off to a rocky start. 4 turnovers for him and an injury last week. Well, he has a chance to change the narrative this week. And like you mentioned, Brando, he had a really good start against USC last year, throwing for 318 and 3 scores, hoping he can duplicate that tonight in a win against this tough USC team, guys.
Now, that was a condensed pregame report.
Boy, great job.
I love that.
Job, Josh.
How about Josh Sims? We are ready to go. Arizona State won the toss, deferred, so USC will receive, and it will be through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Caleb Williams, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, brings his team out. 79%, has not thrown a pick yet. 12 touchdown passes, not one INT. And here he is in a position on the road now, and that's one specific aspect of this matchup to take into consideration is the fact that this is a road game and the first for Southern California. What kind of difference that makes against what has been a relatively stingy Arizona State defense to this point. They have struggled offensively with many turnovers. They've had to play on short fields most weeks. 5 big turnovers against Fresno State last week here. Little swing pass out to Zachariah Branch, and the freshman sensation gets out ahead for a couple, and that's all. It's 2nd down and 8. And look at this opening drive story. 17 games since the start of last season for Lincoln Riley's team. Opening drive touchdowns, that's most in the FBS. 12 times they converted. Now with pressure, Williams has stopped at the line of scrimmage, so they're looking at a 3rd and long here. 3rd down and 8.
When you say C.J. Fife and those guys in there, Timmy, playing on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, that disruption is really causing some palpitations in Lincoln Riley right about now. I guarantee you that. He wasn't expecting that. It all started with Caleb coming out, trying to adjust his shoulder pads. I'm looking for continuity and some sense of control.
Marshawn Lloyd is the setback. It's now 3rd and 10 after what was officially a loss of 2 on that play when Williams had to eat it.
Got the right guard moving. See, this is, Timmy, exactly what I'm talking about. Execution is what we need to be focused on as far as USC is concerned. This is a nice size crowd.
Offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So Dedich, the center, the guilty party that time. So back him up even further. There you see that move. He hitched.
Yep, he sure did. And so here's the thing about it. I'm not sure what he's hearing, but if it happens with the center, everything originates with him. He's the centerpiece. I guarantee you the tackles aren't hearing it clearly as well.
3rd down, 15 now. A sellout crowd.
They're going to have to hurry and get this thing done.
Here in Tempe tonight. Oh, he didn't get it off. He did not. And I don't think they got the timeout. Well, maybe they did get the timeout. We'll see.
Delay of game. Offense.
Nope, they did not. It is delay of game, so back them up again.
Well, Timmy, everything that we said in the open is happening right now. Everything about it. The execution or lack thereof needs to be crisp, and you don't need to take forever to get to that point. Some people say, well, you're on the road. You need to sell it. No. There is not one player, this is not to disparage ASU, not one player that they would trade jerseys with, the men of Troy on that opposite side, USC is that much better of a team, but you wouldn't know it by the way this first series is coming.
3rd down 20.
And a nice gain inside.
Williams, it is caught. It is 1st down. It's Branch.
That's what you would expect from USC. You know, Caleb's got about 13 different guys he can throw it to. Off coverage on the outside. The inside slot guy does a nice job of driving, gets behind it, and that's called a skinny post. Nice job.
Beautiful cutback by Williams. He can beat you with his legs as well. We all know that. Gain of 9 there. That's Samari Simmons, number 7, the free safety that made the stop.
Yeah, watch this nice little move right here, Tim. He cuts it back inside, man. There's nothing you can do about that. The guy's a fleet of foot, quick, athletic. On an island like that, I like his chances against anybody in America.
Marshawn Lloyd checks back in. So they went backwards 10 yards to open this series. Converted the 1st down and now seem to be well on their way yet again on their opening series where they've been so magnificent during Lincoln Riley's reign.
See, I'm looking at where the back is. They may run at this light box right here and give it up inside. Yep. Nice job.
Lloyd, look out. Marshawn Lloyd. He can get to the 2nd level as quick as a hiccup. That's Demetrius Ford, number 4. That man from South Miami, Florida, transferred in from Austin Peay and Youngstown State. That's an 18-yard gain and another 1st down.
Yeah, we're seeing what Lincoln is seeing, the 4-wide concept. Now back to 2.
Lloyd bouncing it out. Got to the edge in a hurry, didn't he? Wow. Inside the 20, sort of ushered himself out of bounds at the 18-yard line, a gain of 17.
Look at the perimeter blocking he's getting from his wide receivers. You know, we used to joke and call them pencil necks out there because those guys don't like contact. This legion of guys, man, are able to get out there and show they got some bow in their shoulders. They're tough.
I like that one, boy. I hadn't heard the pencil neck line in a while. Spencer bringing it out.
They don't like us to call them pencil.
By the way, we'd like to welcome those of you that saw Ohio State finally get it done against Notre Dame. That one's finally coming to a halt. Tremendous comeback win for the Buckeyes. Here's Williams.
Nice.
Oh, boy, that was dropped. Mario Williams, the Oklahoma transfer, can't believe it. Hands on his head after dropping what might have been a touchdown. I think he was running before he actually caught the ball.
Yeah, he should have. And yeah, his eyes just came off of it on our backside, what we call a drive route. It's a levels concept, right? You've got 2 different receivers at different levels. One at 5, one at 10 yards. Got to catch that. Trips to the field. Let's see if they move the big quarterback to the right side.
Heck of a game that preceded us in the Pac-12, by the way. What a game for Washington State and Oregon State tonight. That pass was caught by Brendan Rice. And he stopped at the 13-yard line by Tate Romney. That's the redshirt freshman from Chandler, Arizona, transferred in from BYU.
Brendan Rice, son of Jerry Rice, benefactor of the eyes and the vision of Caleb, coming off that first initial read. Opening his guys up, and Lincoln Riley knows he's got something special. He just wants to continue.
3rd down and 4. This is a very aggressive Arizona State defense. Ryan Ward came over from Washington State, procured in a hurry by Kenny Dillingham. Did a great job with that defense last year. This pass is caught by Rice again, and he's inside the 5 to the 4.
Yeah, and that aggressive defense needs to be a little bit more aggressive, particularly down here in the close to the green area, 5 yards in. Now they're inside the green zone. With those shallow crossing routes happening, Tim, if you're not affecting this quarterback here, trouble's going to happen because it's so tough to be in man coverage this close to the goal line and someone not come open relatively quickly.
1st and goal with the ball at the 4. And the drive had started with a 3rd and 20 that had to be converted.
They're showing pressure up top here. Let's see if they stay on the short side of the field. This is an interesting look. Nice. I love this.
Lloyd burrows ahead to about the 1. Little eye candy there in terms of motion pre-snap.
And that's what you're looking for. They're trying to test Brian Ward, the defensive coordinator's players' eye discipline. And when you see all that motion at the last minute, you're going to look instinctively to see where they're going. And just all it takes is a beat for a down tackle to be on top of you. If you're a linebacker and your eyes get undisciplined and start chasing those little flashes of white jerseys.
2nd down goal out of the shotgun. Singlery this flank to the bottom of your screen.
Nice, I like this.
And we've got pre-snap timeout taken by USC. Every time I see Lincoln Riley over there checking his play call sheet, which is about the size of the palm of his hand, I think of Mike Leach.
Well, he's got it all
I
in
think
his
of
head.
Mike because he had a very, very small card there, you might recall. Stay in the game, sponsored by Hampton by Hilton for the steak. Give me those Spencer Tillman takes here.
Well, it was about what we said at the top of the show, Tim. One side is got about execution, right? You got to have that high energy level. We saw a little bit of that in that first drive. I want to see that coming from the defense more than anything else. And then the execution part is what the offense needs to have, right? Creative processes inherently take longer. That's what offense is all about. But destructive process, that's defensive. You got to be able to do that, and Kenny Dillingham has got to be able to counteract that. He's got a great offensive coordinator, I think, that's able to do it. Bo Baldwin is his first opportunity at the bat in that title, but he's got some talent over there.
Yeah, he's also going to give Bo a little help tonight. I think he proclaimed that earlier in the week. You know, I've always said Dillingham and all offensive coordinators, play callers, in their minds, they certainly want to contribute. He's doing that tonight when they get the ball. Lloyd's a setback here, 11th play of the drive.
They got a little late motion, and they got to clean this up, Tim. That little late stem caused Caleb to get out of this play. Now they're going to go power to the right side.
Twin tight end look. Williams over the middle, incomplete.
Nice job.
Great coverage by Demetrius Ford. Rice was the intended receiver. That was just well diagnosed by Brian Ward's secondary, and Ford, the redshirt senior.
Well, they were hoping that the play action would be the trick. They tried that drive route concept to Rice a couple of times, and it was successful. But the closer you get down here into that green area, the field gets compressed. Everything happens a lot faster, and those defenders don't have to worry about covering the deep ball, so they're about 4 to 7 yards closer to the line of scrimmage, so they're imminently closer to those receivers. Great defense.
You got to figure you got 2 plays to get here. They're not going to take 3 here.
Pivot and turn around and throw it to the slot guy right now.
Williams, a bootleg
he's not
action,
gonna make
going
that.
for the pylon. He's got it. It's touchdown. Beautiful read, and that's 13 conversions in 18 opening drives for Lincoln Riley as head coach.
Timmy, I took some geometry back in the day, and I was pretty decent, and I thought I understood angles right there. Simmons, the safety, Shamari Simmons, number 7, I thought he had him, but that angle was taken away by a quarterback, and that was an amazing job.
All he had to do was get that pylon, and he did. His second rushing touchdown, 12 plays, 75 yards. 6:14 went off the clock. Remember, once that left hand hits the pylon, that's all that's needed. They say they're going to review it, but I don't know how you could ever reverse that. All you have to do is extend that arm across and hit the pylon inbounds. That arm is inbounds. The ball is with him. It doesn't matter that the ball's in the offhand. Once he extends and gets to the pylon, it's touchdown. Dean Blandino will back me up on that, I hope.
Yeah,
Dean,
talking about the pylon, I'm here with you guys. Yeah, talking about the pylon, if a part of the body, and you can see Caleb Williams, the left hand hits the pylon, he gets the goal line extended at that point. So if he's not out of bounds, any part of that ball breaking the plane makes it a score. So you're going to see the left foot's close, but once that hand hits the pylon, if that ball is breaking the plane, even outside the pylon, that's a touchdown.
Yes. Yes.
So Dean, if his left hand is touching the pylon, but the ball's in his right hand, and that foot is out of bounds, talk to me about that.
Sure. So as soon as if the hand hits the pylon first, then we look at the football. Is the ball breaking the plane anywhere, inside or outside the pylon? And to me, that's what it looks like. Now, if the foot's out of bounds first, now we have to see the ball inside or over the pylon. So that's the key.
But the foot did not hit out of bounds until after the hand had already hit the pylon.
Well, I don't think they're going to overturn it.
No,
but
no.
I do have a question about whether or not that ball was over the pylon while that right foot was on the white.
Yeah, but
that's what But you don't have the angle of that. You got to have a shot of it. I mean, that's clear.
Yeah. The reality is, by rule, they're not going to be able to
review,
overturn that.
The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Fans don't like it. I understand it. And by the way, those of you on social media that want to go apoplectic, feel free if any time you like. But this is why we have those seminars, Spencer.
Yep, no question.
This is why we listen to Blandino and Pereira and all these guys. Dennis Lynch will try for the extra point. Boy, what balance in this drive, too. Six passes, 6 rushing plays, 39 yards in the air, 46 on the ground. And it all really started on the 3rd and 20 conversion to Zachariah Branch. And then Lloyd began to run. And the Trojans were going to do what they always do when the game begins. Take it in for 6. Many of them making the trip to Phoenix, as so many from California have in the past.
Fight on, baby.
Scoring drive, 12 plays, 75 yards, and that is a long, sustained ball control approach, which I know Lincoln's got to be pleased with. They know the explosive plays are there.
Yeah, but they had some little trouble, Tim, getting smooth. They eventually recovered, which is what they needed to do. Tells me a little something about it.
Eddie Chaplizky, who also handles the punting, kicks it through the end zone for the touchback. And we're going to get our first look at Drew Pine, redshirt sophomore from New Canaan, Connecticut. New Canaan, where he played his high school ball and transferred in from Notre Dame. And as Josh mentioned at the top, this is a guy that set a career record with 318 passing yards against the Trojans last year. Now, he had a strong offensive front, a lot of talent around him. Hit his first 15 passes. He was going for a record that had been Steve Berline's, a former partner of mine, for many, many years. With the history he was breaking that particular game.
Nice.
That ball is knocked down. He had his man open. He was shooting it for the edge for Guillory, number 1. That's Jamil Muhammad, the transfer from Georgia State that made the big play defensively.
Yeah, Jamil did a wonderful job of timing his jump, Tim. And if you can't get to the quarterback and get pressure to him, at some point in time, you got to affect him. And one way to do it is to jump up and put your hands in front of it.
Out of the zone read, this pass is thrown away, incomplete. We got a flag down at the 30-yard line. He's looking for the tight end. There might have been some contact there, or maybe a hold. We'll see. Our referee tonight is Justin Elliott. Replay official is Jack Wood. Just a quick out pattern.
There is no foul for an ineligible player downfield because by rule the ball was grounded legally. It's 3rd down.
All right, so they picked up the flag. There's Alex Grinch. Had a wonderful conversation with him earlier in the week, and much like his head coaching friend Lincoln Riley, he was getting his steps in while he was talking to us.
Yep. He was picking his daughter up from one of her athletic events.
Yeah, a soccer game.
Well, that's multitasking.
He had to pick her up.
Soccer.
Absolutely. Cam Scattaboo, number 4, the setback. He's like the next option at quarterback with all the injuries they've had.
A little bit aggressive there.
Here they come up the gut.
Flag.
Thought I might have seen a flag. Push was coming from Bear Alexander, the 5-star recruit, sophomore from Terrell, Texas. The Georgia transfer is huge.
Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty.
Got a little quick.
3rd down.
Yeah, Bear could barely contain himself. And again, here's the thing about it. He hasn't been short on headlines. Everybody's seen his activity. He's disruptive. We know that, but he's desperately looking for his first sack, Tim. Yeah. We're going into the 4th game of the season. He hadn't had one yet. So Bear, at that zero technique, look for him tonight. He's going to be active.
You know, the statistics on the USC defense probably don't reflect how much better they've been. You know, they've had a lot of mop-up time and given up some yardage in late-game situations on the ground. Pine's pass is incomplete. Again, good coverage. Elijah Badger working on Sierra Wright, number 22, and Wright was right there with him.
Well, Alex is doing some really cool things defensively. Had Jamil Muhammad buzzing back to the middle of the field. Now remember, this is the same guy that plays on the edge as a rusher. So now they're trusting him enough and his athleticism to cover in the middle of the field. Now they got to get communication on the defensive side of the ball. They're 1-man heavy.
4th and 5. Scattaboo is going to get this one out of there. What a quick kick look. And it's very effective. No one was back. USC was getting primed for a fourth down go for it. Had no one back there. And a 58-yard boot will back up the Trojans. The last time they had it, it took over 6 minutes. We'll see how long it takes when we come back this time around. Here's what happened. I thought this was a pretty good move. They got Zachariah Branch to come up away from single safety, so no one's back, Spence. And then they decided to punt it, sort of a quick kick look.
Yeah, for a brief second they had 12 men on the field, Tim. That was the big issue, and there's a personnel change.
What it does do is pin USC back inside their 20. The ball's on the ground.
Oh, this is an equalizer.
And Arizona State's got it. It's Tate Romney, number 24. That was just a communication issue on the handoff to seed the ball between Williams and Marshawn Lloyd, and a break for the Sun Devils.
And Tim, that's what we were talking about to open the show. The execution, is everything clean? Is the focus, the detail there? If it's not there, there's no reason why that should be the case. That handoff, first of all, was executed way too high in the chest. It should be more in the belly of the plate, and if it's a play action, Caleb needs to have so much control over that ball. Well, it's not even an issue that the running back could have somehow mishandled it.
That's only the second fumble and second turnover of the year for USC.
Well, human nature is so predictable. And again, this is so early, Timmy, but what I'm seeing right now is predictable.
Scattaboo once again out of the gun, a little wildcat maneuver. He played some quarterback in high school. Bear Alexander gets on top of him there, and it'll be second down. Pine in the game, but keep an eye on Scattaboo anytime he lines up back there in the quarterback position, because he's done it before and he's an option even tonight. That's a loss of 2.
Well, you know, this is Bo Baldwin's first opportunity as a coordinator, but you know Kenny Dillingham is sharp. He's trying to tell him we're not going to outquick these guys. It's about using their athleticism against them. You got to go counter, something to take advantage of their aggressiveness.
Scattaboo.
You're not going to run. You're not going to run right after
that. USC defensive front is salty. Gain of 2, Eric Gentry, the Will linebacker, number 18, junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, making the tackle.
You have to get this team moving laterally. In order to take advantage of that speed and quickness that we've seen already with Bear Alexander, you know, getting a little bit antsy up front. They're got their ears pinned back, Timmy, and you can use that against them with the right play call.
Might we have an ISO up at the top of your screen? Keep an eye out. They're down 10.
Nice job.
Nice work. Scattaboo scatters in. Touchdown, Arizona State.
So what Lincoln Riley is looking at right now, Tim, is his defense populating the line of scrimmage where they instinctively think the ball is going to go. And so while it wasn't in design, watch where the running back eventually goes. He's going the opposite of direction, taking advantage of the inability to get that effective games and deal working up front. So they did essentially what we suggested, go opposite of the way that they're naturally going as a defensive unit.
Scattaboo at Sacramento State was playing for Troy Taylor, who, of course, we saw a couple of weeks ago, the head coach at Stanford. Now he's over here playing in the desert for Arizona State. And replays 15 yards after the turnover. First points after some scoreless quarters for Arizona State. And with more, here is Josh Sims on Cam Scattaboo.
Well, I talked to Cam Scattaboo this week, and he really took that loss last week personal. The worst part about it for him is because of how far they were down, he really didn't get involved in the offense. But he said he chose this program as a transfer from Sacramento State because he believed they can win. And he said his running style, whenever he has the ball, it should take more defenders to take him down. And one defender should never be able to get him to the ground, guys.
Great mindset to have,
yes,
particularly against this bunch. But you know what? You got to use some headiness every once in a while and not run right at their strength. And that's what happened on that last play.
He was player of the year in the Big Sky Conference in 2022. Here comes Zachariah Branch. He's got one return for a touchdown earlier this year.
Doctor.
Look out. Here he goes again.
Great leverage play.
He is stopped at the 14. Ball on the ground again. Arizona State may have it. They do. Zachariah may have tried to do too much right there. He reversed his field, and when he tried to cut back up, Caleb McCullough has the recovery. Caleb McCullough comes away with the recovery. Watch and see if the knee is down. Ball is out. I'm not sure that the right knee was down. He may have been on the defensive player bringing him down.
I think that was a clear shot, Tim. I counter that. I think it was down.
Yep.
I think his knee was down. They're going to look at it. So.
Yeah, I think you'll have to see, because a lot of times, as you know, Spencer, it can appear as though the player's down, but the defender bringing him down might be underneath him. We'll have to wait and see.
The field of a fumble recovered by Arizona State is under review.
We've had that happen before, as you know. It happened in a BCS title game between Oregon and Auburn a few years ago. Helped Auburn win that game with Cam Newton. Here it is. This is going to be the only legible look we have. Now watch, the defender too is underneath him. Where's the knee? Where is he? And I'm with you, Spencer. His knee was down.
Yeah, his knee was down.
Yep.
That was a great shot by our camera crew. They got the head-on shot in the from the end zone that we needed to see that play. To me, that's clear.
Yeah, this should be reversed.
But, you know, it still doesn't take away from the coverage, the integrity that the Sun Devils used to funnel him back to the inside was outstanding, with great leverage play by those 5 and number 4 gunners coming down the field.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is regardless, here comes the call.
After review, the runner was down with possession with the ball at the 13-yard line. It's first down, USC.
Regardless of this, Spencer, there's a buzz in this building.
And there's specifically, there's an emotional swing because now we forced one fumble, we've converted points off of that turnover, and then we've got some discrepancy over another one. That gets in your head after a while. And again, Tim, there's a cumulative effect of the confidence or lack thereof. I'm still thinking, and I know that this vaunted offense has been outstanding. I'm just not sure how good USC is.
And the other thing, too, Spencer, having a week off this early can sometimes work against you physically and mentally. Out of the shotgun, here's Williams. Goes a little bubble screen out to Mario Williams, and Mario is covered. You know, they had a week 0 game, but still, having an open date in mid to late September is not always to the advantage of a team that's playing at a high level, and USC has been at a high level.
And one thing that's irrefutable, and listen, Lincoln Riley, I've got the utmost respect for him. This offense is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. But when you don't play competition, you're not fooling anyone. Those players know who they're playing.
Yep. Second down and 5. The debate over early bye weeks has been there for years. Williams, plenty of time, plenty of presence, and another first down. Michael Jackson III, number 9, the junior from Las Vegas, Desert Pines High School with a catch.
My contention was this offense and this team as a whole needs to be at a high level, irrespective of what happened to Colorado and what Oregon did to them, because that's going to diminish any success that they have over Colorado next week should they win that contest. So this is a psychological game right here. They've got to dig themselves out of it.
Without a doubt. Williams stepping up. Plenty of time, and now he runs out. And he might get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about it. And he took a pretty good lick from Trey Brown. Travion, his given name, graduate senior from California, transferred from Washington State along with his defensive coordinator, Brian Ward.
Excellent back-end coverage by Brian Ward's Sun Devils, man. They had 3 back to 2 receivers, so they had a numbers advantage and had just enough pressure to converge back on the quarterback.
Second down and 10. Coming back the other way on a reverse. Hits Branch. Zachariah makes one move. Now needs help. Flags are down as he goes out of bounds inside the 40-yard line of Arizona State. That's a 28-yard gain, but a little yellow hanky or 2 are out. And it might be Tyron Hudson that could be guilty here.
I think it may be the Sun Devils.
Holding. Offense, number 10. Wow. 10-yard penalty.
I saw somebody whip kick back there, man, a minute ago. I'm not sure.
Brett Bender, our spotter, was all over this hold, Spencer, right here.
Yeah, that's a hold, no question about it. Oh, yeah, that's dead to rights.
Love seeing this reverse action, though.
Yeah, this is a great angle right here. The read, the reverse, they sold it extremely well. That's how they got the quick numbers advantage, and then the Sun Devils had to recover quickly.
Jones is the setback. And on second down, they throw a little safety valve out to Jones. Look out. He can always pop it. And he gets it to the 46-yard line into Arizona State territory. Will Schaefer with a stop, a shoestring tackle indeed after a 14-yard gain.
Nice job of taking advantage of this aggressive front right here. Excellent job of diagnosing what's going on there, and then that shoestring tackle on the back end.
From the 46, first down. They like to spread the wealth. As many guys involved, you might recall against Stanford, 8 touchdowns, 8 different receivers.
They like the boundary. They're going to run this to the short side of the field.
Jones ahead to the 40-yard line. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
You know, sometimes people wonder if you're on that right hash, why are you running the ball to the short or condensed side of the field? It's all about angles.
Williams.
Nice.
He lost
Ball's
the ball.
out.
The ball is out again. Sun Devils believe they may have it, but I think USC got on top of it. One of those big burly linemen were there. Maybe Williams got it. I think he did. Sometimes it helps to be as big and as broad as Caleb is. He was able to get on top of it.
Well, the delayed rush here, and then sometimes when you're a big tackle and you're out there on an island, Tim, it's tough to discern exactly who's coming and who's not. And the minute you take your eyes off of the rusher, all of a sudden the guy who was in front of you is the one that's bailing in coverage.
That's B.J. Green, their best pass rusher, coming off that defensive end spot. And we've got a marker down. It'll be a false start. Emmanuel Pregman, 70, appeared to be the guilty party.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They just, you know, Spencer, to your point at the very outset of this show, they're just not sharp.
Yep, and it's not consistently, you know, listen, they've got big play capability. We know that. They're a more talented team. But the efficiency speaks to where is my mindset? Is it locked in on being efficient on every single down? The Sun Devils are not their competition. They are their competition.
Well, they lost 5 on the fumble. They lost 5 on the penalty. 3rd down, 14. They go empty, and there's the pass. Beautiful curl, and it's caught by Williams. He's short of the first down by at least a half yard, well, maybe 2. They're going to mark him at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Chris Edmonds, the strong safety, was mindful of where those sticks were, Tim, and he's the one that got him down.
Going to go quick, going to go for it as well. Not surprising at all.
Better to make sure you get the right play and in the right context.
2 out of 3 this season on 4th down.
This isn't going to be a gimme here now. Oh, the edge rusher.
Oh, there's another pre-snap move. This time it's Jarrett Kingston. 52. 6th penalty against the Trojans.
Start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
On the other side, Arizona State is yet to be penalized. They're tied at 7, but it's advantage Arizona State when it comes to penalty yardage. Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, he's a
bright,
excitable guy, isn't he?
Absolutely. He went all Herm Edwards on him this week. Did you see that? You
sure
played
did.
to win the game.
Hey, man, he's a hometown kid, man.
I love it. Chaparral High's finest. 4th and 7. Off the edge, pressure, going deep. Long for Rice.
Got him.
Touchdown. Well, they dialed up the pressure, and Rice gets his 4th touchdown catch. Caleb's 13th of the season.
I was looking at the interior line on it. I want to see this route right here. Twins look, formation. Here's number 2. Great impersonation of his pop. Skinny post route. Goes straight to the hole, man, and had to wait on that ball. He could have kept coming. If Caleb would have hit him in stride, he'd have hit his head on the goalpost. Excellent job of just pausing just a moment to haul it in. Pops would be proud of you, big fella.
And as good as Demetrius Ford is, and he was really isolated, you're not going to be able to stop that when the route is run that well by someone as good as Rice. Well, before today, he had 5 receptions and 3 touchdowns. And already tonight, 3 receptions and a touchdown. Yeah.
Looking like your daddy.
Yeah. Have a little more starch in your offense. Get it to Rice. Get it to Rice.
How's this for efficiency? Brendan had 3 catches tonight. He had 5 prior to coming into tonight. With those, that means it got a total of 8 catches. 4 of them have been for touchdowns. How about that?
Yeah. 57 yards tonight and 181 on the year. That's impressive to say the least.
That's making the most of your opportunities.
Well, and again, they've done this, USC, and not played at their best. Again, the standard for them because of all the artillery is higher. And Lincoln knows that. That's what he's been preaching to his guys. This kick is going to go out of bounds. And that'll give him some decent field position out to the 35-yard line. And a wise choice to let that ball go out of bounds by Elijah Badger. And here's Caleb
Free kick out of bounds.
playing the role of leader,
Offense
trying to
number
calm
37.
down his guys.
Yep, and he understands exactly the inner game. I guarantee you he does it. Defending Heisman Trophy winner right there understands what team is all about. He understands the ability for this offense to set the tempo for how the overall team plays. And that man right there next to him is one of the brightest minds in this game.
It's all about communication, and that's what he was doing there with his teammates. Look at that. 9 touchdowns, just 6 incompletions. That's pretty impressive. Cam Scattaboo in that backfield again. Drew Pine getting the call. It's Scattaboo who has the touchdown run.
Nice little run.
It is. He's out past the 40 to the 41-yard line. They will deal with that all night. Give him 6 yards on first down.
My goodness.
And they will gladly take that. That was Bullock, number 7, coming up to make the tackle, the strong safety.
I'd run, attack that same soft spot over there. Run to the edge this time. Got to go across the formation. That's a good job of moving your back over. They see the soft hole, Tim, inside zone.
Scattaboo again. Found a crease. Boy, he is nifty, isn't he? Eric Gentry making the tackle. Well, it looked to me as though he had gotten the line to make. He might be just a little bit short. Let's see. Well, that's very close.
Alex Grinch is smart. He'll figure out exactly what they're doing. They've got what we call an opposite framework set up, where they're actually going to move the back opposite of the direction where they want to run. And most teams will keep the back to the side where they want to run.
The linesmen are finally getting word it is a first down.
Yeah, it's a first down.
Hey, fellas, we want to play fast here. Right? That's what Dillingham, I'm sure, is shouting from one end of the stadium to the other.
He wants to run fast on first and second down if he has to.
He'll have a little time to think about it at the end of the quarter. The help of the linesman, we managed to get one fewer play in the first quarter here. But entertaining to start. USC, number 5, and looking to advance. Arizona State trying to hang tough with their own MASH unit at home.
I'm not playing him to lose.
You play to win the game.
I'm not just going to play because it's fun.
You play to win the game.
But if you don't take the field and you expect to win the football game, something's wrong. You should expect to win.
Hello?
How good is that? And by the way, let me just say this. Kenny took a little heat from the press for sounding almost in his rant too much like the prior coach. But let me tell you, it came naturally. It built up over time. We talked to him earlier in the week. This is, you talk about learning on the fly what it's like to be a head coach under the most difficult of circumstances. That's what he's doing right now.
He's been here before. He's been here before at Florida State.
No
he knows
question.
what this is about.
Yeah, he was working for Norvell. He had all those injuries back in, I think it was 19. Romello Height comes over at that time to make a quick stop. It'll be second down. Great coverage that time as you look at the ball control story. Arizona State's got 25 yards of offense. That's less than USC has in penalty yardage.
Well, I think the game comes back. Alex Grinch right now is hoping his defense can step up. It's been self-inflicted wounds on the offensive side of the ball that's been the issue.
Oh, quick pitch into the boundary for Scattaboo. Boy, he lowered his head there and delivered the blow. That's good contact by him into both Bryson Shaw, 27, and Eric Gentry, 18.
Here's an ICBM, man. That's intercontinental ballistic missile coming at you. Boom.
Yeah.
Lower those shoulders and nice 6 yards. That's the toughest 6 yards you'll ever get.
3rd down and 6 from near midfield. They're going to do it again. Just run it one more time. Why not? First down. That kid's tough. I'm going to throw out an old name to you, Spencer. He reminds me a little bit of a kid that played fullback that had the speed of a halfback at LSU, Jacob Hester.
Okay.
He squares his shoulders, gets low. Remember how those 4th downs that Hester got against Tebow back in 2007? He's
Toby Gerhardt, somebody like that. That's what I'd go with.
I think Toby's a little
just
bigger.
to keep it in the conference.
Well, yeah, but an undersized fullback, that's what he was running like, Spencer.
Yeah, no question.
Fake the pitch this time. Pine needs to let it go, and he overthrows his man. Could be picked. Might be picked.
No,
that's Bullock. They're going to rule it incomplete.
Well, the ball hit the ground.
Yep, he was in a position to get it.
It was bang, bang, that's for sure.
It sure was.
But I think you're going to see it in between his hands.
Yep, it could have been picked.
Straight between his arms.
Did not want to take a sack. I certainly get that, but the safety help was there. Big time for Bryson Shaw.
Tim, I didn't know he had that kind of arm strength to that crossfield throw. That's pretty impressive.
Well, again, this is a young man that 2nd in Irish history, just behind Steve Berline, 91%. He was 10 of 11 against Colorado. It was Berline way back in 1984. Quick out. That's Andre Johnson, 82. And the redshirt senior from Avondale, Arizona, makes the catch.
That's creative. With respect to Drew Pine, I was more impressed with the fact that he went to the same high school as Martin Mull.
Fernwood Tonight fame, Scattaboo at quarterback, taking the direct snap this time.
Mary Hardman.
Yep, gets the first down. That was one of my favorite shows way back in the day. Oh yeah, I love that. Martin Mull was also great in FM.
Yep, great musician too.
Missing. Well, 6 carries, 37 yards now for Scattaboo. The thing that they're doing here, Spencer, is they're controlling the clock and keeping that well-oiled offensive machine off the field. Tyson Brown, 14, is checked in for Scattaboo. Kenny Dillingham knows a thing or two about offense.
A little late stem. Let's see how they handle this.
Pump fake and a beauty, and it's wide open. He's sat in that curl. Jalen Conyers, the tight end. He squatted on it, and he's got a first down at the 17-yard line.
Jimmy talking that squat dog read. The mesh was there to keep those linebackers just solid, and all you're looking to do is sit down between that void. Going fast now.
One more time into the boundary. Using Tyson Brown in much the same fashion as they did Cam Scattaboo. Shaw runs him out.
Tim, it's about how you finish, man. And again, all these players, Brown finishing upright. He's got nice build to him, put together extremely well.
And they've simplified things, Spencer. I mean, this is a very simple offense. They're just trying to execute it and keep moving forward. A little shovel pass. Nice concept. Conyers could not quite break free. Good tackle in the interior there by USC. Good coverage on that particular play.
Jalen, as we look at Caleb right there, he knows how to execute when you get down in this red area. These tight ends and this quarterback have got to be able to understand where they are. And so everything gets exaggerated down here, but you have to remember that these players don't have to defend as much space. You have to keep your motions and your moves tight.
Keep an eye on Tackett Curtis. He made that stop, really saved what could have been a big gainer there on that shovel pass.
I think Jalen could have scored, though, if he had just understood where he was on the field.
Pine lets it go, and they're going to rule it incomplete. Ball hit the ground. Badger, the intended receiver, covered by Christian Roland Wallace. Roland Wallace in the coverage, the senior from Palmdale.
Senior transfer. I mean, I thought he came over the top of it. May have been some little contact right there, but he's holding with that right hand.
4th and 5. What do you see?
I see trips to the right, so you've got a man coverage scenario. I think the corner is available to him with that off cover. See the guy standing on the hash mark? Drive up the field and head to that yellow corner by the E in State.
They're going empty. They've got USC moving around. 3 on the play clock. Got to get it off.
Yep.
Do we have a timeout?
No, I think you have movement. Well, they got timeout.
Delay of game. Offense.
Well, they take the delay of game penalty. They were just going to try to induce the penalty. tell you, he had me convinced. As aggressive as they were, and knowing Kenny Dillingham, I was thinking he was going to go for it there.
Well, I said it before. If you have a sword and you're skilled in its use, you got to unsheath it, man. Got to sling it.
Well, he was very convincing in our conversation earlier this week. Really was. Mario Longhetto. 1 of 1 this year, 38 yards. Any points would be beneficial in a game like this. Right through the uprights. And again, they use a lot of time on that clock. This is Arizona. Find those sombreros there, those cactus, the real tall ones. It's a 14-10 game. Arizona State will kick it away. And there you see Zachariah Branch. I believe that's Singer back there with him.
Mr. Pine doing a great job of stealing some time away from a vaunted offensive attack, doing his part. This is really competitive.
It really is. Oh, they go onside
kick.
Now that is recovered by USC. Well, I love the aggression. I do.
Why not?
I absolutely do. Your play, as Herm said, play to win the game.
That's right.
And but a great recovery. Hans team was ready.
Now see, great offenses.
That was Makai Lemon, 24, that covered it up for USC.
And here's the onside kick again. He almost missed this thing. It went the oblong bounce, but he just caught it nice. Comes out the second time around and corrals it in. Excellent job of executing with the Hans team.
Yeah, and he used his hips too.
Yep.
I love the call. I absolutely do. A little page from Sean Payton to open a Super Bowl in Miami, you might recall, back in 2009. Marshawn Lloyd is the setback. Trojans start at their 43. Now, you know, this defense is accustomed to being backed up after all those turnovers last week, strip fumbles and that kind of thing. So they need to step up here. Williams on the curl, and it is caught at the 30-yard line. That's Dorian Singer.
Yeah, Tim, they may be used to being backed up, but one of the things I've noticed that Brian Ward is doing, he is disguising his coverages extremely well. He's showing you a single safety look, but then they'll roll down out of it and then populate the box like they're doing here.
Lloyd. There he's down to the 22-yard line.
And the advantage that you notice is there are a lot of Sun Devil jerseys around the football because of how they play late.
I think they're going to get a timeout, or at least it appeared as though Arizona State was trying to get one. They'll just make a personnel grouping change once USC had made its change.
Yep.
They have to allow for that. 2nd down and 3 right here.
This may be a drive route coming. Watch over the middle of the field. A late developing receiver. Now he's going to change it.
Lloyd.
Nice job.
Bouncing it outside. Look at him go. Marshawn Lloyd finally wrestled out at about the 2 by Shamari Simmons, number 7.
Well, Caleb did a nice job of redirecting his back where he wanted him to go and then put him opposite side him. That 19 yards right there, excellent. But number 1, the quarterback did not have the drive concept that he originally did. Change it at the line of scrimmage. That's what you're looking for, and that's what separates Caleb Williams from any other quarterback, at least most of them, in college football today. This guy's a scientist on the field.
Lloyd's got 62 yards on 6 carries, 19 his longest. He remains the setback out of the shotgun. Oh, they go right up the gut. Nice slide of hand. They got it to Lake. It was a little shovel to Lake McCree. We got a flag down as the sophomore from Austin, Texas was stopped short of the goal line. Here's the call.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Defense. Number 98. Half a distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Yeah, that's when the partisan crowd says, why do you want to pile on? We're already undermanned, right? He's just doing the best that he can. CJ Fight, 99. We'll keep an eye on it right here. Yeah, right in that zero technique, Spence.
Yeah, he's trying to get off that down block, and doing so, he takes that hand and makes it clear. So here's another play.
It was a cool play.
Job. Kind of like a Utah pass.
everything but the jump.
Yep.
Williams is going to keep it. Burrow in. Touchdown.
Williams carries 1 yard to a Trojans touchdown.
It's the second rushing touchdown for Caleb tonight.
Well, sometimes it's just about lining up and saying, my guys are bigger and stronger and faster than yours, and my quarterback's better. You got the threat to do so many different things. Sometimes a sneak is all you need.
87.
Lynch is in for the extra point. And the conversations continue, this time with a smile, as Caleb talks to his teammates. It's all good. These guys are playing to win, but we're better. We know that. Let's just not make any mistakes. No more missed subs. Be a sub above.
Good quarterbacks right there, man.
Yeah, I think it's in his contract for Leinart to get at least one Heisman mention in for him for every show. Here we go. These are the Heisman quarterbacks through 3 games for these guys. This is where they've been, and you can see Caleb not quite lapping the field, but close. Carson Palmer back in 2002, remember all too well how he finished his season, and that was the key for him.
I mean, this quarter withstanding, and the one he just completed, that should put him right about 9 quarters that he's played.
Yeah.
He hadn't played a whole lot.
No. And again, no INTs for someone that's throwing it as much as he is. Badger's going to bring it out. Elijah gets beyond the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Next weekend, all eyes will be on Big Noon Saturday as Coach Prime and his quarterback Shedeur Sanders lead the Buffaloes against Caleb Williams and the Trojans. It all starts at 10 Eastern with Big Noon kickoff back in Boulder in USC, Colorado. Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox. They'll be soon paying some Colorado State taxes. They've been there so often and certainly understand why.
Oregon put him in the hip pocket today.
Yes,
though,
they
man.
did. And oh, by the way, if you didn't see Mr. Lanning's pregame speech, it was quite effective.
Clicks over wins.
Yeah, I want to say that Lanning is getting clicks and some wins at Oregon after his pregame. Kalen Bullock makes the stop of Cam Scatterbo. By the way, unlike the other coaches that went up against Deion Spencer, he was quiet all week.
He was wise like a serpent,
Yeah.
man. He waited and didn't say anything until at the point when it mattered most.
And you know and I know
Absolutely right.
the cameras are in that locker room for one reason. Coach wanted them there.
Absolutely.
He sent his message, and just like Deion the first 3 games, they backed him up. Quick bubble screen to Elijah Badger. And about 4 Trojans arrive in a bad humor.
They did, man. All those white jerseys, just for 1 yard net gain, a lot of activity going back and forth. But you saw those white jerseys populate that space. That shows you some of the speed that Alex Grinch has added to that defensive side of the ball. It's impressive.
3rd down and 5. Drew Pine.
Late pressure.
Plenty of time. Incomplete. Again, outstanding defensive work. That was Conyers, the tight end, covered by Max Williams, whose brother, of course, Mason plays for Arizona State. This is just an outstanding individual effort.
Yeah, Pine has tried to get to his tight end all night long, a couple of different ways, and they tried to give it to him on an inside handoff, and now he's going to a little run option.
On 4th down. On 4th down. Hello.
Wow.
How do you do? Elijah Badger.
Wow. Kenny pulling out all the stops tonight, man.
That's Scatterbo
Wow.
making that play.
That's 25 yards of uncertainty right there.
Yeah, I mean, he
big
put
yardage.
his running back, the high school quarterback, in that position, not Pine, to make that throw. And totally fooled Southern California.
Hey, what do you got to lose, man?
Well, they're making it fun, I'll say that.
That's right.
1st and 10 with the ball at the 46. They go empty again. Pine back in there. Pressure off the edge. Pass is almost picked off. overthrown in the direction of Hillary, number 1. Here's the prior play with Scadaboo's pass. This is wonderful.
Well, Scadaboo's able to see where his receiver needs to go, and I'm not suggesting he's reading coverage and saw that other corner opposite of him, but he threw it right between the opposing defenders like bookends, man, like he knew where it was going. That's outstanding execution.
Well, they got him thinking about it. He's playing the role of Taysom Hill. He's like that version of what Taysom was for Sean Payton when Breeze and everyone else was hurt at quarterback.
Well, he's been so effective as a runner. That's why he's drawing attention, and all of a sudden he pulls up and throws it.
Again, safety blitz coming off the edge. Pass is caught and is taken in by Bryce Pierre, the tight end, number 13. And we got a gain to keep the ball in play. And a 3rd down and 10 coming up. By the way, this because of all the injuries, and as we said, there's so many. It's just it would take us.
That offensive line has been hit hard, particularly.
Yeah. Offensive line, backs, receivers, and multiple quarterbacks. Trenton Bourguet at the top of that list, but there's more.
See what Bo Baldwin has in store. Nice
bouncing
move.
Off Kyson Brown. Kyson Brown, a 1st down. Boy, this crowd's into it. I can understand why. He picked up 15 right there.
Watch the move on Mason Cobb here. Up he goes outside, and that's no weak guy right there in the middle. That's one of the lifebloods of this stop unit, Timmy. And he put a move on 13, man. Nice foot in the ground. Go opposite, using his leverage against them to get upfield and positive yardage. Outstanding.
Well, that puts Arizona State over 100 total yards. USC has 233. And listen, but they haven't committed a penalty yet. They've not backed themselves up in key situations. A couple of penalties have gone against them, but not in key situations. Badger, off that quick out, goes down quickly. That's Jacoby Covington, number 14.
Tim, it doesn't matter if it's a smoke screen, bubble screen, whatever you want to call it. As Caleb looks on, he's not having to contend with this, but what they're doing effectively is rushing to the ball and getting there so that the Sun Devils don't have a chance to get anything going. So I respect the fact that what they're trying to do, but Alex Grinch's stop unit has them in a tough spot when they try to go lateral.
Well, 2nd and 13, they're taking a look at Briggs, who's down. One of the offensive lineman, Cade Briggs, number 55. Well, they're running out of bodies across that front. The leader of that front line is Sione Finau, the center, who transferred in from Purdue and FIU. You got Fautanu, also, he's a guard. Fautanu is the center, really the leader of that offensive front.
Jeremy Ramos is up there as well, too. So some of those guys are, Briggs looks like he's going to be all right.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. And when you're down to really only 6 guys that can play, you can't afford to lose one, because usually you've got one guy that can play all 4 positions in the offensive line and maybe someone that can specialize at guard but maybe play center if your center can no longer go. 2nd and 13. 4 wides and a single back, and it's Cam Scadaboo.
They're going to take that detached look and bring that down and run power to the right.
It's going back the other way to Pine, and he's got a convoy. Wow. Drew Pine inside the 20. It's another 1st down.
Timmy, they're doing some brilliant things on offense right now. Bo Baldwin is, and Kenny's pretty sharp too. They ran power, pitch, toss to the guy that's already beat you with the pass. Now he's coming back. He's turning into the de facto quarterback tonight for him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any pride in authorship for either Baldwin or Dillingham.
Nope.
Both will take credit as a team concept. They got 3 guys involved in these play calls.
Now the big cat's going to run heavy now.
Scadaboo gets it down to the 12-yard line. But more than anything else, Spencer, yeah, you're down 10, but look how they're controlling the football and time here in the 2nd quarter.
I never would have thought they would have been able to do that, and that's really the blueprint for how you beat this extremely talented USC Trojan offense.
By the way, Pine has 29 yards in the air throwing the ball. Scadaboo has 42 in the air. 2 out of 2 when he's throwing the ball. Second down and 5. Scalaboo is down. Nothing doing this time. I don't think he got a yard. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by Solomon Byrd. Played really well in that Stanford game we had. 4 tackles, forced a fumble, had a sack. He's compiled 60.5 sacks in his collegiate career, which started at Wyoming.
Yeah, this stop unit is replete with talent, Tim, particularly in that linebacking core. We've talked about Mason Cobb ad nauseum, and Eric Gentry, Tackett Curtis.
Pine has moved to the wideout spot at the top. Scalaboo is in the shotgun now. 3rd and 5. Scalaboo's going to let it go, and he overthrew his man, Kyson Brown. Oh, boy. It was right there.
Yeah,
Concept was there, and he broke a little bit late. I think Scalaboo having a conversation now with his would-be target, which was Kyson.
Yeah, you know what this reminded me of? Only they ran it at the edge instead of the middle of the field. Remember the Tim Tebow jump pass?
Yeah.
The same action with your big back, lean toward the line of scrimmage and pull up. Had the separation. That's when you're not a quarterback. That happens.
You don't have to be a lip reader to know what Dillingham was thinking. This will be a 30-yard try for Dario Longhetto. Out of the hold of Carlson. We got a 1-score game, Spencer. But what might have been, oh boy, it was right there. I thought you were going to break just a little sooner than that. Timeout.
The final second. Colorado on Coach Prime's toughest test so far at Oregon, plus UCLA and Utah in a rock fight in Salt Lake City. Tim and Spencer, we'll see you at the half.
Sarge.
Stick Zing,
Oh,
command
man,
sergeant.
always in the gym, Sarge. Well, 21-13 is our score here. Interestingly, time of possession is even, Spencer.
How about that?
14 minutes for USC, 13:39 for Arizona State. And I think that's mission accomplished for Kenny Dillingham in terms of just managing this game.
Yep, a lot of time left, but so far they've acquitted themselves given their injury status.
Zachariah Branch.
Whoa, big time hit.
Boy, hello, doctor. At the 15-yard line, he got popped. Here's Josh Sims downstairs.
Well, guys, when we had a chance to catch up with Lincoln Riley this week, he talked about the importance of this being the first road test for the season and the first major test for this team. He said, while we've been winning, there's things we need to clean up. One of the biggest things, that's penalties. Well, we've seen that come to bite this team so far tonight. We'll see if they can clean that up going forward. But that's one of the things he stressed and one of the things we've seen be a problem for this USC team.
James Junkham, the reserve linebacker, made that hit 66. Boy, he popped Branch pretty good. Just beyond the 15-yard line, it's first down. And more on that, Spencer, I'd like to, Josh raises an excellent point about the big picture for USC coming into this game. On the curl pattern, that one is caught, and it's Michael Jackson. They did have some distractions this week in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue, though, for me, Tim, and I'm not suggesting that what you're saying is not valid, but I do believe when you've got as many as 12 different receivers, and you're at a point where you're so much talented that you can get the ball to all of them, you don't get excellent at anything in terms of repetition. So that's part of it.
That one popped open like the Red Sea. A lot of green there on that run by Austin Jones, and a gain of 16. That is some hole.
Well, that's a very unsound front right there. Somebody was lined up in the wrong position. There's never a scenario where you should see two gap responsibilities voided out like that. And they're doing it again, but the linebackers are filling the gap now.
16 and 30 yards on the first 2 plays of this drive. Williams hadn't tossed it yet. Running here, he gets it up to midfield. You know Lincoln's got to be saying every time he sees that, just get down, will you?
Yeah.
Just get down.
Particularly when that pass rush gets past him, because you know what? There is some speed on this defense. So if anybody in a dark jersey goes past you, you better believe they're coming back at some point in time.
Yeah, no disrespect intended to a young Stanford team with a brand new coach and some injuries themselves, but this Arizona State defense is far more athletic. And they're playing at home, and USC's having to earn it a little bit more. On 2nd and 5, Williams fires it incomplete.
Almost got it quick.
Yep, on the tip drill, Romney had a shot. Mario Williams, the transfer from Oklahoma, Plant City High School, Tampa, Florida.
Brown was back there with him too, and Lincoln Riley's just want to try to play a little bit faster than he's playing right now.
Time winding down in this first half. It's only Caleb's 3rd incompletion of the night. He's 11 of 14 for 144. Dorian Singer has come split wide to the bottom of your screen, number 15.
Why?
And a timeout taken after some movement by the Arizona State defense, and we'll take the timeout with them. 40 ticks remaining here in the opening half. Been entertaining Pac-12 After Dark.
We love our house. The outdoor space is great, but we do have invasive weeds.
I think we got in the house.
I think you're right.
Stay away from my family.
Why are you so strong? At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. We save so much.
You want me to get the spray stuff?
Get the spray stuff.
He's up here!
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's what every GMC Sierra HD driver is born with, and it's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD, with the pulling power to prove it. The new 2024 GMC Sierra HD. Tow hitches of the world. Prepare for glory.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving!
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get them.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
1 in 8 people have worked at a McDonald's. That's a lot of technical skills, people skills.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
And lifelong skills. Learned on the job and off. That 1 in 8 will always have.
Are you guys watching? This is my favorite part. Are you watching?
Okay, time to get your own bed, Hank.
Chewy has great prices.
Hope you like plaid.
I do. Who wants popcorn?
Get more of what your pet loves with everyday great prices and fast free shipping at Chewy.
David Spade hosts Snake Oil, a new game show based on a classic scam. Wednesday on Fox.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. It's easy to Geico. Arizona State outmanned, banged up, doing all they can with what they've got to play with tonight. A very difficult position for any team to be in against any opponent within your conference. But when you're playing the 5th-ranked team in the country and one that is as hot as this USC offense is with the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, this is quite a chore. And up to this point, with a lot of support from a sellout crowd here at Tempe, they have acquitted themselves very well. Trying to stay unblemished here in the last 40 seconds of the first half. Trouble off the edge. Williams gets away, and this is where he's really dangerous. That pass should have been picked. Right in the hands of Demetrius Ford, and he dropped it.
I'll tell you what, Brian Ward has got a spy that he's using right now on the quarterback. When Caleb pulls the ball down, now when he releases, there is a linebacker who's been assigned to him, and he's going to be in that intermediate part of the field. And so 13 wants to, but you see 24 right in his face.
Oh, Spencer.
I mean, he throws it to him right in his shoulders, man.
Oh, my goodness.
But see, that's happening because of the underneath coverage that's there in the form of a Viper-type player.
Taquan Stovall is back deep. Nevada and Colorado State transfer. Awaiting this punt from Trapleski. Fair catch called, and they'll hope that it gets to the end zone, but well, it finally does. Didn't quite get there in time. Well, Kenny Dillingham told us that he would empty the bucket? Well, he's certainly done that.
Yep,
Not all of them successful, but he's emptied it.
Onside kick, and here the direct snap to his back, who's already been successful running, and he throws it. And then another little funky pass back to his quarterback, and he gets it for big-time yardage. And then the power play down, and then, you know what, the Timbo pick, and he just throws it just beyond the outstretched arm of his tight end and can't get it to him. But, man, they've tried. They're not going to be accused of not trying tonight.
His guys are engaged. You can see it, you know, especially Scattaboo down there, just talking to the players and, hey, man, we can do this. I think emotionally, Spencer, you've been in these situations before when most people think you got no shot. That's when you really can play free. They've done that in this half.
Nice.
Little outlet to Kyson Brown. Wrapped up and down at the 23-yard line. 4-yard pickup. Well, Spencer, the game that preceded us was pretty good. Washington State and Oregon State put on a show tonight, and we're going to have a game on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Where the team that was 14th that lost is going to be in the top 20, and the team they're going to be playing is also really, really good. That's a Friday night game. This league is so good and so deep. Let's get back to our studio. Mike Hill, Emmanuel Acho, and Chris Peterson. They've got our State Farm halftime show. How do you do, gentlemen?
We do quite.
May have those shades on, Spencer T. And that doesn't mean that the opposition is going to lay down, because Arizona State's not done that. And all the things that we talked about in the open of this broadcast have come to fruition courtesy Kenny Dillingham's really game opponent here is Arizona State.
Namely the execution part of it, right? We talked about it, and it really was Caleb Williams, that botched handoff with Lloyd, and then Marshawn Lloyd. On this, you can see it's high and tight, not where it's supposed to be, and it comes out. And then Scatterbo, your boy, turned it into points right off of that. And so all night, that's the story. False start, giving the opposition an opportunity to stay in the game. Caleb gifting almost a couple of opportunities back to that Sun Devil defense. It's just been a struggle all night long, but they've had their big plays, Timmy, we clearly know that they are a more talented, gifted team offensively, but in order for them to come away with the sense of confidence, they have to execute at a high level, and they're getting there, just not there yet.
Their opponent is themselves as much or more than it is Arizona State. And Josh Sims talked to both coaches.
Yeah, and the message for USC from Lincoln Riley is all about execution, like you mentioned, Spencer. He said they had some fumbles, they had some busted plays. They want to clean that up here in the second half. And on the other sideline for Kenny Dillingham and for Arizona State, that is, he said, keep fighting, guys. I like what you're doing out there. And he showed a lot of poise from his quarterback out there in Drew Pine as well.
No question. And I think the play of Scattaboo to go in that combination, what he's decided to do, Spencer, has really shaken up USC defensively. Play fake, and he's going deep, young man. A little mix-up on which shoulder to look over that time for Guillory, the intended receiver. Xavier Guillory, the redshirt junior from Spokane, Washington. It'll be 2nd and 10.
The X has got to look on his right correct shoulder. That will be the inside shoulder. Again, that ball is going to be there no matter what. And again, he had inside leverage. And his quarterback is wondering, why aren't you turning your head to the right? I'm going to put that ball in between the hash and where you are right now.
And again, that's what happens when you have so much unrest at that position.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's about execution and communication between those two.
Rashada, Borgay.
Nice job.
Beautiful, quick look into Conyers, the tight end. They finally got him unleashed. They were trying to all first half. He gets the first down after a gain of 11.
Yeah, they're going to go fast here, Timmy, but watch this game right here on the front of that line. You see, that vacated spot by number 10 going down inside is what allowed that edge to be there. Excellent job.
Tight end screen action. Towards the boundary. Well, I don't know. I'm a little curious why there was no flag there. He did not play the ball. He definitely got away with a push. The ball may not have been catchable. Deem the referees. Christian Roland Wallace got more than just a little physical there.
Yeah, it was above his head. But, you know, one of the points, Tim, I just want to underscore is Kenny Dillingham looks on now. Bo Baldwin, the offensive coordinator, is taking advantage of and timing up. You can call it guessing, whatever you want to. It's usually as a result of studying plays and tendencies where these vacated spots are going to be by these front 4 and sometimes front 3 defensive linemen. He's basically replacing them where they vacate.
2nd down and 10.
Nice job. He did it again.
Yeah, a little low. Conyers, the tight end. Hine could have put that in a better spot. He knows it. He's a little upset with himself. Conyers trying to help him a little bit, like I could have grabbed that.
Yep, but Timmy, halftime is about orienting yourself properly to what will work, and Caleb understands all about that. He'll be better, had a smile on his face at the break, but see, this is about execution. That ball is low. You've got 3 dark jerseys in front of you, and he says, well, it's my bad. That's a way to take it on, but your quarterback put it down by your ankles. That's a tough ball to field for a guy that's tall.
3rd down 10. Pine again going towards the boundary. And great coverage against Badger by Roland Wallace one more time. And that time he didn't have a hand on him. Pass was a little bit overthrown, so it is 4th down and a punt formation. Yep. Alex Grinch has got to be, overall, I think, pleased with his team. Have you noticed anything with Cobb back in that defensive alignment? Are they playing with any more maturation now that he's returned to go along with guys like Tackett Curtis?
Well, unfortunately, the one play we showed with Mason Cobb, that inside linebacker, got a move put on him on the inside, but he is the heart and soul and the spirit of that group back there. But the youngster, Tackett Curtis, was the one that we expected to have some impact, but he's so young, you don't necessarily want to put him in these tough situations like this.
Carlson's boot is short and not particularly productive. And USC will get great field position after a very short boot. They're only going to give him about 24 yards on that punt. Great shape, USC, when they get it back. Protect the stuff you love with Winners Insurance. Well, John Cooper had a wonderful run here before he went over to Ohio State.
I remember when John Cooper was at Tulsa University.
Yeah, how about that?
Your
Your hometown. Yep. There you see the offensive leaders for USC, what they've accomplished so far tonight. You know that their intent is to put this thing away and away quickly in this second half. Corner blitz. Read by Williams. Lofting it deep and incomplete. Throwing to the far side of the field, to the field side, and trying to get Brendan Rice. Demetrius Ford was with him.
Yeah, Ford is only about 5'9", 180 pounds, a redshirt senior, so he's got maturity over there. He can cover. He's confident in himself, and you can just tell by the way he carries himself with confidence, Tim. Caleb doesn't have to pick his shots. That guy right there is tough to beat. Comes a little nice little blitz.
Williams, there's a busted coverage. But the pass was not. Did they rule a catch there? I think they did, yep. Yes. He did get it, but the knee went down when he caught it at the 46-yard line. That was Rice. The knee did hit the turf, so a good call. Yep. Move the chains, though. It's 1st and 10. Lloyd has 62 yards on the read. Williams decides to move on. And the pass is caught. It's Rice again. He's got number 2 in mind here to open this second half.
Timmy, that was a Patrick Mahomes-esque throw right there, running to his left and then firing it back. A game's pressure forces him to the short side of the field, and he knows he's going to his left. That ball comes back at about a 14-degree angle the opposite direction.
I don't think anyone in college throws that ball as well.
Not
Lloyd. Inside the 30 to about the 28, and Romney made the stop. And not many in the pros besides Patrick Mahomes can throw it as well or better, running to his left and throwing to his right.
And that gives Lincoln Riley so much flexibility to call the types of plays that you probably wouldn't dare call with other quarterbacks. This one is exceptional.
Marshawn Lloyd back in at setback. Michael Jackson III, split wide to the bottom of your screen. Williams on a little comebacker, and it's dropped. It was Mario Williams, number 4. A little comeback route there, and he just lost his concentration for a moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that ball climbed on him. You know, Lincoln's going to dial it right back in, but that snap and clear mentality is going to be so important. Mario and others, whether it's getting your knee down on the previous play with Brendan Rice or letting that ball climb up on you, pop out of your hand. Those are execution issues. And what Josh talked about to bring us back for the second half, that's what USC's got to focus on and clean up.
3rd and 4. Fans trying to get behind their defense here. Well, they're showing blitz. It is empty, and they got to call a timeout. Wow. So mission accomplished by the crowd. I tell you, this is a very active student body crowd on hand here. You know, they took the upper level off what used to be Sun Devil Stadium. 15 Pro on us. Nice little drone show at halftime in honor of Arizona State. It's a beautiful place to be. One of the great college town environments, nestled closely to the Buttes outside Phoenix, Arizona. A lot of memories here for me, Spencer. A lot of great memories here. The '88 season ended with the '89 Fiesta Bowl with Lou Holtz and Don Nayland's West Virginia team. Here we are, big play here for the Arizona State D. 3rd and 4.
They've stayed in that same play called prior to the.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
Yep.
They go empty again. Williams in trouble and down. A little gaming, a little deal in there, Spencer T.
Well, Timmy, you know it. You've been around the game long enough to know when you have games and deals, what makes them work, it's got to be a fair trade. In other words, when I vacate an area, my other guy's got to fill that. That was what we call an ET stunt. The end goes first. The tackle comes around him outside. And whoever goes first gets the initial, Timmy. And I know you've got that nailed down by now, but excellent execution on defense.
Yeah, a little swim move used there.
That's right. Yes, sir.
I had an ET move myself at halftime. I phoned home. Terry told me to tell you hello.
All right. Hello, Miss Terry.
Dennis Lynch will try this field goal. It is a 54-yarder.
Wow. He got it.
Got it. So he had a 37-yarder. That was it. Okay. They don't try many field goals here. His career long before that was 49 against UCLA last season.
That was a low liner, but actually it got more wind than it looked like it got underneath it. Or more air under it. From the side, it looked like it had a little bit more flatter trajectory.
Well, that was a
excellent effort.
Beautiful kick. Boy, today Dabo Sweeney had hard luck with a brand new kicker.
Yep.
Could not get it done in regulation, and then Florida State won it in overtime.
Well, the warning for all coaches out there who are reluctant to embrace the new era that we're in, Timmy, it is a cautionary tale. It doesn't matter. And again, I'm not picking on anybody, but if you're Dabo Sweeney, if you're Nick Saban, anyone, you guys that don't embrace these portal players and these other folks that are looking for opportunities to go to that next level, you're going to pay a price for it.
Oh, yeah. I will say this. Alabama did play their best half of football in the second half today, but that was an atrocious first half of football, really, by both teams earlier today. They still got a lot of things to work out there. 24-13 our score here. Elijah Badger waits for this one, and it'll be a touchback. Our next level moment is sponsored by AT&T Business. Next level moments need the Next Level Network.
Well, an excellent job of a trick play here. Nice execution. Again, this gets back to the same thing we talked about, the throwback. Why did it work? You have one player in part of that trio so effective in other aspects of your game, drawing attention, keeps in a positive position to make excellent plays.
Well, it's going to take that and then some, Spencer T., if they are going to put it together in the second half. A little more of that would help. Scattaboo. Face mask took place. Flags came down. He got a first down. They'll get more than that after they break this up. Here's our referee, Justin Elliott.
Yep, you got that face mask in there and got your boy
Mm-hmm.
right on the face mask and pull that head all the way around, Tim.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, first down.
Well, Mason Cobb just got healthy and he's getting attention for the wrong reasons. 10-yard run plus the 15-yard penalty.
Number 13.
Alex Grinch isn't liking it either. And he's had a tough day as Cobbs. You know, we talked about this defense goes as he goes, and if he's in that middle position in there, everything flows through him, right? The call and everything else.
Well, he's been out. He's got to have a little bit of rust, at least in game competition, although they did have an extra week to prepare for tonight's game. Scattaboo cutting it back. Boy, I love his quick feet.
He never gives you, for his size, he never gives you a straight angle to attack him. He's always moving.
Pick up a 3. So second down and 7.
I like his game, man.
He led the Hornets of Sacramento State to an 11-0 record.
You know, the way they're using him, Tim, they're balancing him out. He's got as many yards rushing as he does receiving, and that balance makes it really difficult to deploy the right personnel to defend him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys at the end of the game, you look at total yards. Scattaboo back in at quarterback now. Swiss Army knife action. Look out! Yep. Look out! Good convergence by that secondary. He's down at the 25. Kenny Dillingham, and along with Bo Baldwin, they are seeing something, Spencer, and each one of those short yardage plays are setting up plays like that.
Well, those 18 yards came as a result of a cluster formation, inverted teacup, whatever you want to call it. 3 wide receivers sitting out there between the numbers and the hash mark, and Alex Grinch is still trying to figure out what happened on that play.
Just a shorter version of Taysom Hill. That's what I'm seeing in him tonight. Play fake. Going the fade in the corner. It's caught. It's touchdown. Oh, Elijah. Oh, Elijah.
Timmy, I thought you were going Baptist on me with Elijah, man. Your Catholic roots. I had to go check your car. Love it. Hey, up in the air, man. The nice stop and pivot, and to put your body in a position to make that play to help your quarterback. The classic fade stop route. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just have to be in the vicinity, and a great athletic wide receiver can make that play for you.
Well, they're going to go for 2 here, Spencer. Try to cut this thing down to 3.
Why not?
Setting it up, and you see Pine moving up to the top. Scattaboo's the quarterback. That's Pine up at the top of your screen, the quarterback.
This is all just a distraction. This is an Art Briles special right here. They're going to do something inside close. All this is just to check the eye discipline of the defense.
Eye candy, huh?
Yep, that's all it is. The soft spot on the right side.
Here we go. Look out. Fakes the reverse. Scattaboo. Did he get in?
He fumbled it forward, it looked like, Tim.
I think they're going to say no. He is stopped short, it appears. No signal. Boy, oh boy. We may have a review. Let's see.
I rule the ball is brought back to the spot of the fumble. The try is no good.
So he did, in fact, fumble the football. Fans would disagree. Let's see. Oh, I don't know, Spencer.
I think that ball, the nose of the ball is over that line.
I don't know, Spencer. If it crosses the plane, that's a score.
Well, and
let's see.
And his knee was nowhere close to hitting the ground. He was.
Oh, that's a good 2-point conversion there.
They got to look at that.
They got to look at that.
You know, his body was horizontal.
They absolutely have to look at that. Jack Wood, our replay official, will no doubt be on the horn. Timeout, and we'll come back with an answer for you. That's 2 points. No way, no how. It's been made. The referee, Justin Elliott, will let us know what Jack Wood, his replay official, is given to him. Here it is.
Give him a little recompense here.
Yep.
Make it plain, preacher.
After video review, the runner broke the plane with the ball in possession. It's a 2-point try.
Fireworks is going off atop Mountain America Stadium. And this, our crew, Dustin Dinty and Jake Jolivet, had this going to break, and that just proved it right there. Just break the plane, and it's 2. My only curiosity was why they waited and gave us no call, whether it was or wasn't. They simply said by rule, if the ball is loose beforehand, it goes back to where it was fumbled. It was never fumbled.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the side judge did, in his mind, make a call. He said that it was not across the line. Yeah. But I think the folks over in A Hill over there could see that one.
Well, the officials have a tough job.
Yep, they sure do.
Here comes Zachariah Branch the other way, and he's stopped at the 16. Arizona State is riled up and ready to go tonight. Well, that was a marvelous hit by the special teams. Ray Johnson, a few others down there. Back to the touchdown, Spencer, and old Elijah was ready to bring that one in. And last Badger I remember in college football was Honey Badger, and he used to take what he wanted.
Well,
and this Badger took what he wanted there.
The way to make that play work is one of the rare plays where you can not be perfect and let the ball climb on you, the fade stop, and still make an excellent play and catch.
Well, let's see how USC. This is good for them to be on the road and be under some pressure from an opponent that's a large underdog.
Prior to the play clock expiring, timeout, USC.
They're discombobulated right now.
Man.
They've not been in this position all season long. And to some extent, Spencer, I think the week off, may have been a problem to some extent.
The X sphere or Twitter sphere or whatever it's called these days has been taking me to task over this. I'm an analyst. I say what I see.
Yep.
The bottom line is I saw the execution issues and the context, which is always a leading indicator. Again, the team, perhaps you were looking forward to playing Colorado, got just handled today. That's no motivation for you in the future. The time off is another factor. You got to keep these kids engaged at a high level. This is all human nature, man. Yeah. It's very predictable. So if they don't show you in the first series that they mitigated all of those factors, you can only assume that they're going to predictably do exactly what human beings do in these situations.
1st and 10 with Marshawn Lloyd in the backfield after the timeout. Lloyd bouncing out. One big play, and at big time, It is the Trojans answering the bell big time. All the way to the 40, inside the 40 to the 39, 43 yards before Prince Dorba made the tackle.
So here's that same type of play that he ended up fumbling on and then was converted into points by the Sun Devils, and he says, you don't think he's running with intentionality here? Absolutely. The context determines the response. These guys have a fire lit underneath them now, and so now they're waking up. I would not be surprised if they come back like an avalanche and put up 30 points. It wouldn't shock me. But some fire had to be lit under them, Tim, to get them on moving.
111 yards now for Lloyd after that 43-yard jump. That pass is caught. Quick look into Branch, and Zachariah is going to step out at about the 5. That's 35 yards on that connection.
Not surprised whatsoever. And again, that focus is going to continue. They're going to score. They may score again and again. But the context is going to determine the strategy. Nice job off coverage, and then the little in route. Nice double move.
Picked up the blitz, too. That pass is caught. It's Branch. It's touchdown. Just like that. And it looks like we got a flag down. We do. Might be a post-touchdown penalty, in which case they would exercise it after the play and the score would count. We'll have to wait and see. Came down late in the end zone. Well, Dillingham had this crowd revved up, his team fired up. And then USC, after a quick timeout, answered the bell with 3 big plays.
Pass interference. Offense, number 16.
Wow.
15-yard penalty.
Wow.
First down.
That might have been a pick. Taj Washington, number 16, the Memphis transfer, is going to get tagged here. What a break for Arizona State. Huge mistake by Washington. And this is one of your veteran players. Redshirt senior, Marshall Maverick out of Marshall, Texas.
Yep, got a couple of TDs.
Marshawn Lloyd remains in the backfield. 1st and goal, and here goes Lloyd one more time. quick reaction there with run support from Shamari Simmons, number 7. Here's the penalty.
16 is in the slot position right above inside. And here's the penalty. He just
held him.
Chicken blocking with him outside. And I don't know, Timmy. That's
held him.
He may have held him, but I think that's inconsequential.
Yeah.
He didn't away from the ball.
Didn't need it.
I wouldn't have called it.
We've had these conversations you and I before with officials, and I hear what you're saying. I do. Pressure again out of the gun. Williams lets it go.
Wow, what a great defensive
Big time
play.
one-on-one play by Tate Romney, 24. Isolated with Marshawn Lloyd. That's a loss of 4. It's 3rd and goal.
They had Tate isolated on Caleb when he breaks outside the pocket. Now assigned to a running back. He has done an unbelievable job of mirroring these more athletic skill position players. And Lincoln has got to come up with a solution to find a way to score inside this red area.
And you know anything less than a touchdown is going to not satisfy him too much.
You know it. Here comes a late blitz.
Fading for the corner. Incomplete. That's just outstanding coverage against Singer by Demetrius Ford, number 4, who has been their best cover corner all night long.
Well, Demetrius just knows he's man on man, and he's going to play this and tries to ID the ball back and make it his own. Excellent job of understanding where he is in relationship to the defender, but also mindful of the flight path of the ball so as to not attract the attention of an official that's back in that corner thinking he's not even mindful of where it is. That's when they're tending to throw the flag.
Well, Lynch, who hit a 53-yarder moments ago, from 36 this time, and that is a win for Arizona State.
It sure is. They're making them work for it, Tim.
They really are. The last time Derek Jeter and Patrick Mahomes met, it was 23 years ago, and a lot has happened since. Don't miss these two hanging out on Fox NFL Sunday tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You know, shortstop goes into the hole, Spencer, and makes a play, and he's trying to throw it to first, and you know the ball's coming. It might be low. You got to dig it out. Those types of throws are exactly what Mahomes does better than anyone. We've seen Caleb Williams do it a few times tonight, too.
I was working in New York when they was with the Yankees in those odd years. One time.
You went in that locker room many times to talk to him. Here's that shortstop trying to get a 6'4" DP.
Well, he's so athletic, man. He makes it look so easy. Incredible young man.
I'll tell you what, I am so impressed with this Arizona State performance from an offensive standpoint. I mean, they've unloaded the kitchen sink. And Brian Ward, first-year coordinator here, came over from Wazoo. His defense inside the red zone, Spencer, has been tremendous against USC after giving up explosives. Scattaboo gets ahead for 2. Well, we talked about the injuries, and it starts really with the quarterback position.
Yeah, he's had a lower leg injury, Tim,
Rashad.
since high school. And
yep.
It's been bothering
Jaden
him.
Rashada was expected to do so much as a highly thought of quarterback. And then, of course, on top of that, Trenton Bourget got hurt.
Nice.
Pass is going to be intercepted. Help coming from Kalen Bullock, the safety. Just did not see him. The safety over the top was there to help, and they get the pilfer.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was high in the hole, and that means at the top of that cover 2 type look. One of the 2 safeties back there, and he just came, the quarterback never saw him.
Yep.
Puts that ball up there where he thinks his receiver has a chance to go catch it. He high pointed it. Hey, man, if you want to go get a ball, doesn't matter if you're a receiver or a defender, this is how you catch it. You go up at his highest point, pull it down, and if something should go awry, you'll have a chance to double clutch it. Excellent technique.
Looking for Melquan Stovall, graduate senior from Lancaster, California. And number 7 on the other side went over and took it away. Pasadena's own Kalen Bullock. USC sets up shop at the 42. That's his first interception. And here's Lloyd moving ahead. So his first interception, 8th in his career, his first this year. There's Brian Ward, his defense. I'm really impressed. We talked to him last year when we went into Washington State to do a game early in the season, and I was impressed then, just as I was with Dillingham when we had Oregon. I believe they were on opposite sides in that game. It was an Oregon-Washington State game now that I look back on it. Slant pattern, it is caught, and wonderfully by Kyron Hudson. And he's got a first down to the 19, an 18-yard pickup.
We're going to try to go fast, pace and tempo. Here's a traffic shot right here. That ball right between that window. A dropping defensive end and coverage are going fast now. Ooh, phone booth.
Lloyd bounced around in there. They are physical. That's Deshaun Mallory, the Michigan State transfer. Wearing the numeral 0, making the play, a 2-yard pickup.
Tim, just another closing note on Brian Ward. He's got those dark eyes, man. He puts that hat down over his bill. Looks like Joe Torre. He's got that little stare. Young Joe Torre.
Yeah.
Great talent.
Got his career started really at Bowling Green before stops at Syracuse in Nevada, before Washington State, and now here at Arizona State. Austin Jones, the setback out of the shotgun.
That's that right tackle.
Williams throwing for the corner, but it's overthrown, intended for Austin Jones.
And that one falls into the execution category. You see how much cushion? There was almost 9 yards from the numbers to the sideline to work with. And Caleb knows he put a little bit too much on it. He's frustrated, right? How many times do you think he's made that so easy in practice? And we were out there a couple of weeks ago, and he made it look like routine.
Really
on
did.
The Fast Friday practice, it's nothing. And coach wants to go fast, and he's trying to induce that sense of emergency in this unit.
3rd and 8. Arizona State has held up well in these circumstances of late. And there's pre-snap movement again. Might have been Dedich.
Yep.
57, the center again, with that little hesitation. Could have been just enough here. Caleb Williams is down, too. Slow to get up.
Offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty.
It is Dedich.
3rd down.
And there's a little hitch in the giddy-up of Caleb Williams. I don't think he was ready for this snap. And he got hit in the by-the-way parts. Yep. He got hit in the by-the-way parts. That'll get your attention. 3rd down and 13.
Nice game.
Pressure again, but he's got a lot of room now. He read the coverage and he takes off. Williams, bow in his neck, trying to get to the first down. Can't do it. And he's pushed back. USC sideline wants an unsportsmanlike. They're not going to get that.
Well, Lincoln is upset about it, that's for sure. He's out on the field trying to protect his quarterback.
All due respect, he lowered his shoulder here. That's not a defenseless quarterback, Spencer. That is not a defenseless quarterback.
Well, they're playing with great leverage. Again, Tate Romney, number 24, the linebacker, is the one that had him inside out. You see him here? Yep. That's the leverage right there to put him on the sideline. And you got 3, 4, 5, 6 other Sun Devil jerseys around there in a hurry.
Well, they're going for it on 4th down. They're 1 for 1 on 4th, 3 for 4 on the season. 1 for 1 tonight. Rollout action. The pass is incomplete. Jackson, the intended receiver, and Arizona State takes over on downs.
And, Tim, there was a lot of contact going on there. In my opinion, it looked like they're going to get credit for great defensive effort, but it looked like there was a lot of touching going on. Ed Woods was back there, redshirt junior. And they usually have him in on nickel situations.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
He's a little bit there going on.
I think Ed Woods may have gotten away with one there. Yeah. I'm with you. But, Spencer, I'm going to tell you.
Great defense. They got
in
that right
today's
arm.
game, I'm seeing a lot more jousting and on big plays, whether they're scoring plays or 4th down plays. Even more so on Sundays than on Saturdays. It takes a complete mugging to get a PI call.
So much man coverage going on out there, they're letting them play.
They really are. Scattaboo. Flag goes down, thrown in an area where you would expect holding. But all this does, Spencer, with these stops in the red zone is sustain this game, keep it close as the clock ticks.
Yeah, and
Offense, number 79. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
And Timmy, at the strategic level, what it's doing is building the confidence of the Sun Devils. And that's just the difficult truth. And no matter what side of the ball you're on, there's ebb and flow in the course of games. And when things start to flow this way when they weren't supposed to, no one anticipated this score being as close as it is. It helps your confidence.
It's about this time last week. We were in Houston, got back to our room, and there was a crazy game on about this time of night in Boulder, Colorado, with a team that we never thought could hang with Colorado. Pump fake and a beauty. That pass is caught with a flag down. It's Conyers, the tight end.
And they've tried to get the ball to Conyers in so many different ways, underneath, shallow crossing routes, pivots, and so they move him wide and bring him in to get a mismatch.
Defense,
it's going to stand.
Number 4. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
So that's 29, and so you can see him in motion here. He just goes upfield, Timmy, and he's matched up against a corner. You're looking at almost a 30-pound differential there between those two, and he puts his big frame in between the body and in that window.
Well, this young man, 10th most receiving yards for a tight end in Arizona State history. Badger. Old Elijah. Out past the 40 to the 41-yard line, a gain of 6.
Yep, and about 3 of those 6 came after contact. So those familiar with that old yak term, yards after contact. It came after the receiver was touched. And this quarterback is doing a number. He's surgically moving down the football field right now. Let's see what they do with this tandem look right here on the numbers.
Right up there at the top of your screen. When you say tandem, that's what you're talking about.
Exactly. 2 receivers in close proximity to one another, stacked behind each other.
Scattaboo. Hey, boo-boo, just pick up some more picnic baskets.
And Timmy,
I mean, he's hungry, he's getting it, and he knows how to tote it.
And again, that's what Bo is doing, and Alex Grinch is trying to contend with it. When you put that stack formation, that grabs your attention. It grabbed my attention, and then you do like Art Riles would do. Put them way out in the numbers and then run dive.
Hey, Spencer,
isn't that crazy?
I'm going to bring it back to you again. I'm going to go old home on you. That was a Jacob Hester type run. If you're a collegiate fan and you remember that young man, wore the number 18 at LSU and helped them to a national title in 2007.
They want more of this dive, so they're going to double tandem.
Indeed. Pump fake again. Now he's got to take off.
Same effect.
Fine. Good convergence by USC. That looked like it might go for a lot more than that. But Romello Height comes in there, the Auburn transfer, very quickly.
Bo Baldwin, so creative. And again, this was aided too by the outside rush that left a void in the interior of that defensive front.
Speed off the backside from the redshirt junior from Dublin, Georgia. Kept that from being a bigger play. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Anthony Lucas was the one, number 6, went upfield. And Kenny Dillingham's offensive mind and creativity along with Bo Baldwin showing big dividends.
He looks like he ought to be Opie's best friend. That little shovel pass will go nowhere that time. Solomon Byrd was all over it. I mean, I'm looking at him. Spencer, he is my youngest daughter Tara's age. He's 33 years old. And this young guy, the youngest head coach in FBS, already has 9 years of collegiate experience. And he worked as hard around the United States to get where he is today as any young coach in America.
And it's the type of places. I mean, we're talking FSU, Auburn, I mean, Oregon. These are marquee places.
Learning from other head coaches.
Absolutely.
But not hanging around so long that he wasn't willing to learn more and take more chances.
Indeed.
Talk to any young man in any business. If you're not willing to take risks, you'll never get where you want to go.
Love that.
Where does Arizona State want to go? To places no score by quarter. What do you think the odds would have been after 14-7 in the first, that Arizona State would have outscored USC 14-13 in the next 2 quarters? I mean, welcome to college football in 2023.
Well, we've said it before, that the landscape of this game is flat. And a team that's wounded as ASU was coming into this contest to be playing this as tough and tight as they are, never would have thought it.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to read between those lines, Spencer, and some of the noise that was being made, particularly the criticism, even the criticism that came at Dillingham because he sounded like Herm Edwards. The point he was making was a great one.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what any columnist might think about Herm Edwards. Absolutely. No question. Pressure. And down he goes. Bear Alexander got there. Now the health of Pine, that's the concern.
And Bear got his first sack right there, man. And it was against a three-man front. It was a three-man rush, Tim, and here's the thing about it. Here's Bear in the middle. Got a big center, rip technique underneath, and then splits the guard to get home. Yeah, that's what you live for right there. -8, that's impressive.
That's what you get when you pick up a 5-star Georgia lineman. Oh, boy. Zachariah Branch has gone back to receive the punt. Josh Carlson will handle the chores. Should get it off about his 28. He's going to angle it. Wise idea. You don't want to give Branch room to run. Fair catch is called at the 22. Not a crisp night at all for USC. And partner, you were on top of this from the jump.
Yep, and they say big games are lost, not won. And usually what they're talking about is execution or lack thereof. Now, again, nobody questions Caleb Williams' ability to throw, and we've seen it. I mean, incredible athleticism, far better overall skill. But you know what? Ultimately, the games that we cover are often won and lost in the margins. That's the mistakes, the mesh points that led directly to points for the Sun Devils. That's where this team is still in this game.
USC's explosives have been there. They just have not gotten it done in the red zone. There's Zachariah Branch. Well, that jersey, I thought the tearaway had gone away. That's a lot of lingerie, as my friend Bill Raftery would say in college basketball. 7 yards to pick up. Chris Edmonds had a hold of a lot of that lingerie right there.
I love how Chris played that, though, with great leverage.
Bootleg action, pass incomplete and overthrown again. And now I think we can honestly say that this is not a good night for Caleb Williams. He is out of sync. Might still be smarting from that snap that he got when he didn't expect it.
Well, it's not self-induced at this stage.
No.
It's what Ryan Ward and this defense is doing. Constant pressure. He had 2 defenders chasing him and then only one outlet pass to go through.
This is the least sharp that we have seen him so far this year.
Let's see how they're going to handle this wide 9 technique up top. They either got to get rid of this ball extremely quick, because I don't think that back can handle that wide 9 technique.
Singer is flanked to the top of your screen. Time winding down on Caleb Williams. Has to let it fly, and it almost was picked. If the turf monster doesn't get the DB that slid down, and that was Shamari Simmons. Simmons got hit by the turf monster, or that's a pick.
And it's the pressure once again that's flushing number 13 out of the pocket. Again, he pulls it down. We know he's dangerous. Most defenses struck down. He takes the hit on the back end of it as well. Most defenses will break down under this type of freelance effort on his part. This defense for the Sun Devils has not. Look at the 3 defenders in close proximity to that receiver.
And Simmons, who was the defender behind the safety, his slip kept him from jumping on that. Pressure, and the boot is going towards Stovall, and he takes the fair catch inside his 30, a 41-yard boot. So once you get into the later rounds, Apollo Creed, you know you're in for it when Rocky comes to play. Yo, Adrian, it's after dark in the Pac-12. Cut my eye, Mick. We're ready to go.
Home internet from T-Mobile. It only costs $50 at T-Mobile. Just 1 cord to set up. Say goodbye to that truck. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. They won't raise your rates at T-Mobile. You'll get a great deal every day.
Home internet from
T-Mobile, just $50 a month. There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's what every GMC Sierra HD driver is born with, and it's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD with the pulling power to prove it. The new 2024 GMC Sierra HD. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 is so good, the crew is giving every combination code names.
I got that sauce bisque and some tay-tays.
More formally known as sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes.
Bis squared.
Egg and cheese biscuit and sausage biscuit. 2 biscuits. I'm impressed Tyler knew what squaring was.
Cuppa duppa java.
It's 2 coffees.
Cuppa duppa java.
No matter what you call it, Wendy's breakfast is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Baseball Night in America, next Saturday on Fox.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Song Girls and the Arizona State Pom-Pom Squad putting on a show. And the guys in shoulder pads are doing pretty good themselves. 13 and a half remaining here in a one-possession game. Arizona State with control, decent field position at their 30. See what they can manufacture here.
Let's see if they can burn some time off the clock. Possess the ball at the half. There was only about 48 seconds separating time of possession. Let's see if they can continue that trend.
They'll start in the air. Couple of receivers there. It's caught. It's Elijah. And the Badger has it down to the 41 of USC.
Tim Elijah wants a double portion tonight. That's the reason why he's got the number 2 on, man. And he's got it. He's been blessed with a couple of nice catches. Yes, sir.
He's elusive. He forced 25 missed tackles a year ago. Marked the ball at the 44. And there's a little wide receiver screen back to Badger. Nothing doing this time. Well navigated by Christian Roland Wallace. Arizona transfer number 17.
You're not going to get many yards once you start to go horizontal. The only way you can break through the coverage of Alex Grinch's defense, and Coach Dillingham understands this, you've got to get vertical. You've got to get up the field. Alex Grinch has got a better defense, and get credited because it's one of those deals when
they're leaning on him now.
Oh, no question.
They are leaning on Alex Grinch's defense to keep this lead.
And, Tim, this is what fans actually want to see. I mean, they created down the end of the stretch of last year, losing the last 2.
Pressure again, late.
There you go.
A late blitz. Just a delayed blitz by Romello Height. And the Auburn transfer, quicker than a hiccup, got to him in a heartbeat back at the 45-yard line of Arizona State, a loss of 10.
You can see him come from distance, from depth, after that opportunity was there, and it's called a green dog blitz. Once your assignment does whatever it's going to do, engages somebody else or goes into a route, you're free then to go to the quarterback. Excellent defense.
Nice yoga move at the end, too.
You like that?
3rd and 21. Pine.
Inside game.
That ball is loose, and it's a free ball. USC's got it.
I'll tell you what, that's a page from last year, plus 21 in the turnover category last year. That's what Alex Grinch wants from this stop unit. This is the first big opportunity they provided tonight.
That's Solomon Byrd that stripped it, and Romello Height, who came away with a recovery. So 51 stripped it, and number 2, Height, who started this with that delayed blitz, recovered it to give it back to USC.
Well, Tim, it's all about dipping and touching grass, man. When you can turn that corner right there off the edge, keep your balance and get home. That's exactly, despite the fact that you're being held and mugged.
Those strip fumbles are what really cost Pine last week. He had 2 of them right away when he came into the game against Fresno State, and he really never recovered in that shutout loss for that really excellent Fresno State team that won the Mountain West a year ago. And here goes Marshawn Lloyd, trying to put the finishing touches, if at all possible here, He's stopped at the 30-yard line by Jordan Clark. You wonder if at some point USC will finally put this thing away.
Ever since that mesh where he fumbled the ball that led to points, he has been just reeling off these explosive runs. And here's another one right there.
137 yards now for Lloyd on just 15 carries. At 169 in a single game last year with 3 touchdowns. And Charlotte had 15 on that play. Williams, plenty of time. Now he's running out.
Wow.
Now he sees green grass. In the corner, busted coverage. Touchdown. Brendan Rice just kept moving. And that is just an exercise in how you help a quarterback when he's in scramble mode. That's a thing of beauty.
Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago, Urban Meyer did a whole segment on what are the rules when you break down, right? You have what we call release rules. When that receiver gets to the back and he runs out of real estate, he has to mirror the quarterback. But with Caleb Williams, it's tough to do that sometimes because he's like a whirling dervish back there, man. He heads one direction, and you're supposed to go the same direction. Then he'll turn around. But just the awareness of Brendan Rice in the back end of the end zone to stay alive paid off.
6 receptions, 2 touchdowns tonight. He had only 5 receptions all season coming in. His 5th touchdown this season. Has 2 touchdowns tonight. And they'll go for 2. Lloyd is the setback. Rifles it. Caught. 2-point conversion from Mario Williams. And it's 35-21. 10.5 remaining, though. Plenty of time. What will Arizona State do with it the next time they get it? USC's defense set them up with the turnover. And I'll take some bacon with my scrambled egg touchdown right there. Hello, how you do, you do.
I'm Patriotic Kenny.
And hi, I'm Amanda on TikTok.
My scooter broke down. I went into a depression.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty sad.
And I posted it to show that Kenny's not always happy. Within 24 hours, people had donated over $5,000.
Oh, you're kidding.
We set up the Patriotic Kenny Foundation to give mobility scooters to veterans.
It has changed my life tremendously.
None of this would have happened without TikTok.
How can you be sure you're getting the right deal?
I have to talk to my bestie. This one's like your last boyfriend. It's got issues.
For the right used car, just say, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com. Wasn't me.
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
On a spicy Fansville.
Welcome back to Chuck's Take, where I lock myself in a room and I yell about sports. Hot take, punting is for losers. Hot take, hot take, hot take. Let's go back to leather helmets.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
The Masked Singer has made it to 10 seasons by following one simple rule.
I never thought a donut would make me cry.
And this season has big themes.
It's Trolls, Disco, Harry Potter.
Bigger talent.
And the biggest costume to date. This thing is huge.
The Masked Singer. The competition begins Wednesday on Fox.
All eyes are on Coach Prime in Colorado. The center of the sports universe is Big Noon Saturday on Fox. It all starts at 10 Eastern with Big Noon kickoff back in Boulder. In the end zone, touchdown! Then, quarterback Shedeur Sanders leads the electrifying Buffaloes. Listen to this crowd! Against Caleb Williams and the high-octane Trojan offense. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest game of the year. USC, Colorado. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. And even when things aren't going as well as you'd like, Caleb Williams is usually above and beyond. 18 of 29, 261. 4 touchdowns, no picks. At the end of the night, it's going to look like a typical Caleb Williams night, but it's not. It's been anything but typical for him. But again, wonderful performance. And Brendan Rice has been his impact receiver tonight, Spence.
Yeah, he really has. And when he's been on, he's been able to deliver it like Jersey Mike's those sandwiches, Caleb's way.
Let's go down to Josh Sims.
Well, guys, that scramble play is something that this USC offense practices during the week. And Brendan Rice said you have to stay active and make sure you know the play is never over. He says Caleb can do some magical things, and you just have to know Caleb is going to find you no matter what.
Well, he sure did.
And see, what people at home didn't see on that particular replay was Rice was going in the back of the end zone. Caleb actually did a 360.
Yeah.
Which if you're reading him, then you got to head back the opposite direction.
Right,
but Rice didn't. He said, I've done this in practice so many times.
Yeah,
I know where he's going to end up.
Guys in the secondary are just, turned around all the time. Scatterbo, well, he's a tough customer. Gets ahead for maybe 2. That's Eric Gentry making the stop. We're going to say no gain, so 2nd and 10. He managed to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Thoroughly impressed with this young man.
Yep, absolutely.
First down and touchdown on 40 of his touches a year ago. That was the highest rate among any FCS player. Throw it out to him here as a safety valve, and a flag is down in the backfield, so probably a hold or maybe a late hit.
Yeah, maybe a personal foul.
Could have been a high hit.
Yep,
Could have been a high hit and might be a roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, high contact, number 90, defense, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play, automatic first down.
Bear got a little too aggressive here.
He did. And you know that helmet to helmet on the side of it, Tim.
He didn't tilt the head,
no,
but he did go with the head first, yes. Scatterbo also has over 100 yards. He's got 89 rushing, 13 receiving, so in all total all-purpose yards he's there. And 42 passing yards in tonight's game.
They build a 4-wide concept here. Let's see if they can stretch him out and may run to that gap on the left side, a release there.
Pine on a streak route, going long, incomplete. Overshooting his man, Guillory. Xavier, the redshirt junior from Spokane.
Yeah, I know some teams like to take a shot after a personal foul or type of call. But you know what? If you look at the front, I think you stay conservative. And Dillingham, if he had that to do over again, probably would have run to that soft spot up top. I mean, it could probably netted him at least 8 yards, Tim. It's not complicated when you get to this point in the game. When you got people effectively spread out, you just run to where the numbers aren't populated.
2nd down and 10, the ball at the 45. Staying away from negative plays is the key.
This guy can run well inside.
Yeah, I see. You're not going to get negative plays when Scatterbo carries it. He's got 7 this time. Gentry the stop again.
Well, the key here, he is a bulldozer. And the fact that he's running vertical up the field is where you're going to get you're going to earn your chops here against this defense. It's when you try to run sideways, they're too athletic. They're going to chase you down.
Spencer, my old friend Vince Dooley, the late Vince Dooley who I worked with, would have said, Timmy, he's got a squared jaw, and he squares his shoulders along with his jaw when he runs a football. 3rd and 3. Well, he got a little too cute here.
Oh, no, they just ran into the teeth of it. You're right.
They sure did. Loss on that play, and Eric Gentry was all over it. As you said, you try to go horizontally, you're in trouble.
Yeah, watch the late stem and movement. You see this right here? Gentry just dives right in there. That's where they want to run and tack that soft spot. But that extra body down, it doesn't matter if it's a safety, if it's a linebacker. That's just too much for those 4 to block.
And what chances you have rely on this play. 4th and 7, 8 and change remaining. Got to convert it.
Nice.
Scatterbo's the answer. He's the answer. Look at him go. Scatterbo. Scatter-can. Scatter touchdown.
Timmy, every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. That's one of your Rocky quotes there, huh? This guy right here refused to go down.
Oh, look at that.
Outstanding balance. We call it the stumble, fumble, fall drill. Switch that ball from left to right, stumble and falling. This kid is special.
Spencer, that's a guy that if you remember being in school maybe grade school and you had your first field day, and you line up for the 100-yard dash, and you're thinking, oh, I got this guy. No, you don't. This is that kind of guy. You know what I mean? May not look the part, but boy, is he ever. And ladies and gentlemen, into the wee hours of the night in the Eastern time zone, as was the case in the Rocky Mountains a week ago. Here in the desert, the cactus is growing, and all kinds of things are scattering all through the desert. On Fox, how do you do?
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's reached the ultimate standard, our own. A standard that demands that every BMW drives and feels exactly like a BMW should. Unparalleled performance and precision handling made possible by electric engineering. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine? Consumer Reports Best Brand for 2023.
Do you really want to go through with this?
Absolutely.
You've always stood up for what you believed in, but this?
What could mean more than this? So, Mom, what do you think?
Geico makes car insurance easy. As easy as getting stuffed up during allergy season.
Before all the pollen, I used to stop and smell everything. The smell of fresh cut grass, my coffee in the morning, the hot dog smell from the hot dog guy. You did this to me.
With an app that puts your policy in your pocket, it's easy to Geico.
Curse you, ragweed pollen!
Being a hero, it's not what you think.
You all act like you're made of steel.
Made of steel. Made of steel.
But you're not.
There are evil people at that school.
If the woods is exposed, we all have a potentially fatal problem.
So what are we gonna do?
We're superheroes. We stop them. Am I right?
Get it. Got it. Good.
The 3 for Me only at Chili's serves up bottomless drinks, bottomless chips and salsa, and a cheeseburger and fries for just $10.99. Hey, it's 3 for me, not 3 for us. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Mr. Brando, everybody wants a high-value asset, and this Scatterboo is it, man. 22 touches. The guy punts. He runs inside with traffic, able to put people in his hip pocket. He's got an arm, Timmy. He can throw it with touch. How about that? And then the balance on this, the stumble, fumble, fall drill. You old running back coaches know what I'm talking about. This guy is something special right here. I mean, both those passes were for first down. He's going to bow out. I'm telling you, he's still got a little bit left in him. How about a command performance from this guy?
The pride of Rio Linda, Cameron Scatterboo. That's just amazing.
Yeah, he's got 65 yards receiving, 96 rushing, 42 passing. That's incredible.
A lot of times, well, let's take a look at this, shall we? Tomorrow, huge doubleheader on Fox. Derek Carr and the Saints taking on Jordan Love and the Packers. Other regional action. Then America's Game of the Week. Justin Fields and the Bears battle Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Or the Cowboys and Cardinals, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Unless I cheat Scatterboo out of his 2-point conversion. that completes it. Scotty A got me lined up on that one.
Yeah.
Crack stats guy.
Marshawn Lloyd, the lone setback. USC number 5 with a bullet, but they've gotten some return fire tonight from this team from Arizona State, and we've got an injured Brendan Rice as he hit the deck right there.
Yeah, it was that club move on the backside trying to jar that ball out, and
well, I hope
may
he's
have
okay.
knocked the wind out of him.
Yep.
He'll be all right. You should just watch, again, that right arm.
Yeah.
Just punched him in the stomach, knocked the air out of him.
Mm-hmm. Trey Brown was there for a bit, number 82, the weak side linebacker. Another transfer out of Washington State came over with Brian Ward, whose team has acquitted itself so nicely particularly in the red zone. USC is so good offensively with an embarrassment of riches at the skill positions. Here goes Lloyd one more time. Look at that quickness. And he looks a bit nicked up as he tries to get up. Shamari Simmons with a good hit. The thing that you notice about this Arizona State team, Spence, is they're so aggressive and they are hitting hard. Intentionality with every hit.
I'm not sure if he got a shoulder on the thigh or not, but it looked like it hit him right between the thigh pad and the knee pad where that area is not.
Out of timeout with 7:33 remaining. Not as easy as Lincoln might have thought.
All right, guys, listen up. This entire season boils down to one word.
Bundle home and auto.
But that's 4 words.
Not if you bundle them.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's with the sandwich names?
Oh, they're just nods to my time in the Army.
Oh, but what's the Steven named after?
Steven is from Navy Federal Credit Union. They've been helping with my finances since I enlisted. You want another Steven?
Keep them coming, Hannah.
Okay.
Maybe someday I could get a sandwich named after me. No.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Wherever those girls went, they brought something back with them.
They're beating in sync.
One girl lives, one girl dies.
You pick and choose.
Rated R.
Time to spare? Maybe someday. Tonight, Panera. Solving crunch time and dinner with one easy swipe. That's big. Freshly prepared with clean ingredients. Panera.
Fox College Football is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. It's been a while since I've seen one of those throwback unis with Sparky on the helmets. I think the last time I saw one of those was the Territorial Cup game back in 2014, which was for the Western Division of the South Division of the Pac-12 that year.
Okay.
Rich Rodriguez won the game against Coach Graham in Arizona State that year. That was when Coach Norvell was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I remember that.
For Coach Graham here at Arizona State. Lloyd walked off. Austin Jones is back in the game. So he appeared to be okay when he got to the sidelines.
A little slot blitz pressure.
Plenty of time for Williams, setting up shop, looking long, got his man. It's Washington. It's touchdown. Did he go out of bounds? And if so, are they going to bring it back? Let's take a look.
Might have been just shy by about a yard, but what a throw and catch this is.
It really was.
He went out of bounds and came back in. Was he forced out? No.
Let's
he
see.
Reestablished himself. He was pushed out, so he has the opportunity to come back and reestablish himself.
You cannot come back in.
Well, he can.
In the college game.
If he was pushed out, he can reestablish himself.
Yes, he did. He did come back and reestablish himself. You're right. I misspoke.
That's a rarity, Tim.
Yeah. Every now and then, you get those voices in your ear, Spencer. As I was saying it, I think Spencer might be right. You may need to shut up. Extra point is good. Well, now it's a 2-score game. But if you're Arizona State, you're going to have to do something really quickly here. How about the poise of the reigning Heisman Trophy winner here?
You got tremendous protection, nothing to really force the issue, and places that ball exactly where it needed to be. Could have had a little bit more air underneath it, but, listen, he's poised, comfortable, executing, doing what he knows to do best. And, listen, they're going to get everybody's best shot. Everybody knows that. And that's only going to bode well for you as you move throughout the season.
Well, as we mentioned, there were times tonight when Caleb didn't look sharp because of what Brian Ward and his defense had done to him, particularly in the red zone. But the explosives have been there all night, and they always are with USC. I think that's their greatest asset. If there's anything that separates them as one of the elite teams in college football this year, it's their ability to score from literally anywhere, anytime. Badger takes it out to the 35. Late flag comes down, so hold everything. It's getting a little physical. Flag came in pretty late there.
Nice little scrum building up on the side.
Elijah Badger, it would be the second guy, from my perspective, after Scattaboo that has really been effective tonight for that offense of the Sun Devils. And here on special teams as well. Justin Elliott will give us the news.
Personal foul, blocking out of bounds, receiving team. 15-yard penalty, Arizona State keeps the ball, first down.
Yeah. Did not identify the guilty party. Anyway, he can't believe it. Dillingham cannot believe it.
Yeah, he thinks that's a soft call.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Yeah. By the way, Caleb's 322 passing yards is his highest this season. He had 319 against Nevada. Seems like he got more than that against Stanford, but he was out of the game at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see him for more than 30 minutes.
Let's see how they respond to this. Having been scored on, the personal foul penalty.
And more pressure from Jamil Muhammad, and down goes Drew Pine.
Now Alex Grinch getting a little bit, sensing the opportunity to pounce a little bit. Pressure coming off the edge. Nice job of stopping short of being home and timing up a possible bat down.
Yeah, well, remember this now. USC was a 34.5-point favorite coming into tonight's game. That's 5 more than they were a favorite against Stanford, to put it in perspective for you. And right now, if you've got an opportunity to go for the jugular in today's college football, you do that. Pine is stopped again, back at the 10-yard line this time by Solomon Byrd.
That combined with the last play, which was a -7 yards. That one was a -1. So last 2 plays that produced for the men of Troy 8 negative yards, -10 total.
Yeah, and if you're going to try to get a first down, Spencer, you're throwing into a lot of traffic and set up for a possible turnover. And Grinch is probably looking to see his defense make a big-time play here.
Yeah, because it's 3rd and a mile.
Yes, it is. Here they come. Pass is underneath to Scattaboo. And he does get beyond the original line of scrimmage to about the 23-yard line. So he'll be 7 yards shy of the first down after a gain of 14. You just don't lose yardage when you get number 4 involved. 4th and 6. Gotta go.
Gotta work to the right.
Corner cat blitz. And right there, quick out, and it's right on time and right on target to Elijah Badger. The 2 playmakers.
That's a great call right there, because they wanted to isolate Badger to that left side, totally opposite. And here you see him now with off coverage. So it's a timing route. That ball should be on the way. It's a stop route. That ball is delivered in time. He knows where the sticks are. I mean, you got to play that more aggressively on the defensive side of the ball. That's excellent play calling.
Well, they had their backs against the wall there, Spencer. They're just not going away. Over the middle, in traffic, might be picked. There's a scramble for it. I think USC might have it. Pass was intended for Conyers, but who gets credit for it?
Incomplete.
USC is saying it's theirs. There were 2 other defenders there, including Max Williams, number 4. I think they're going to give credit for an INT to either Max.
Heck of an effort.
Or someone else. If it's not Max, it may be Bryson Shaw.
I think they're going to look at it, but Timmy, that's a heck of an effort no matter what. So many white jerseys around the football.
Okay, there you see 7 from the backside.
I think he caught it.
Conyers, now it's out. Now
yeah,
they're going to say
that's
this
after
was
the fact. I think the tight end had caught it.
Yeah, Conyers looked like he had it. Yes.
He caught it.
Yes. And both, when you think about it, it appeared as though maybe the ball was intercepted by Bullock, but only after he had already gotten the catch.
Defense. The previous play is under review.
He's down there, and then the ball comes out. Well, without replay, you really don't know because there were so many bodies in there. Dean Blandino can help us out. Dean, from our vantage point live, you really couldn't tell, but the replay to me really looks like a catch.
Absolutely. This is a great look. Conyers has his hands on the ball. He controls it. It never touches the ground. He's on the ground. He completes the catch process. And now you're going to watch the defender pull the ball out late. The catch process is over at that point. This should be overturned to a catch and down Arizona State's ball at that spot.
I'm going to ask you a question, Dean, and I don't mean to put you in a tough spot.
You never
but
do,
is this
Timmy.
One of,
you never do.
Is this one of those where you're really glad they didn't call it either a catch or an interception? You're glad they just waited to let replay handle it? From my perspective as a purist, I'd rather see a call one way or the other. But
I agree.
What say you?
I don't think this is one. Typically, that's where the ball comes loose, the defense picks it up, and we're not sure if it's a quarterback pass or fumble, those types of things. This one, I think you want to make a call because replay can make it a catch, they can make it incomplete, and they can make it an interception. There's no continuing action that we have to kind of go through. So I think here you want to make a call. They did, but I think they're going to overturn this.
Okay, thank you. Always wanted to ask
review,
that, Spencer.
the Arizona State receiver completed the catch and was down. It's first down, Arizona State, the 48-yard line.
You know,
per usual, Dino's right.
And by the way, congratulations to Jalen Conyers for convincing them I had made that catch. I think he needed to sell that a little. He did.
Well, it may have helped a little bit, but the tape don't lie.
No, it doesn't. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because think about it. How many times have you seen an official, emphatically say it's not a fumble, down by contact? Okay? You see that emphatically for that, but very rarely on other plays. That's a 15-yard gain after the reception. Pine running out of time again. I think the only issue, Spencer, with him I've seen tonight is you see Tackett Curtis hit that sack is that you got to get rid of it.
Well, you got to get rid of it, but Alex Grinch is dialing up some very creative heat right now. And what's happening is he's getting happy feet and pulling that ball down and taking his eyes off coverage.
Yeah.
And when that happens, Timmy, you can't really reset. It's almost impossible to do it. Things are happening too fast.
Sometimes those strip sacks, and he's had a few of them last 2 weeks, and there goes Scatterboo again.
Oh, it's out. Ball's out. The lineman's there, though.
Trailing offensive lineman may have gotten it. They're ruling he did at the 40-yard line. That was one whale of a pop right on the ball. Scatterboo shaking the cobwebs as we speak. Fautanu, the center of Honolulu, the transfer from UNLV, trailing the play, will come away with a recovery. The center.
79 right there is Johnny on the spot, man. That's what you want.
Now, Scatterboo at the Wildcat quarterback position. It's very little, just running some quarterback power, but he didn't need much for the first down.
Just take a listen to this, Timmy.
Look at this.
We call that burping him.
Yeah.
When you burp him, just put him over your shoulder, you burp him.
Took him a while to shake it off.
That's a football player right there.
Yeah. That's how we feel after 2 nights together, you and I, right? Pine again in trouble. Is that ball out? Nope, he held on to it. I feel for that young man because he's come in some difficult positions, and he had a really nice run at Notre Dame, but he's been called upon under duress really these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, the pressure's there, and it has been, particularly on this series frequently, with pressure from safeties and, of course, Bear in the middle of that front, all over him. And again, the thing he's got to do is get a pre-snap read of where the pressure is likely to come from. And if things should break down and you take your eyes off the coverage, in the back of your mind, you know where there are fewer bodies. And that's a release rule that I've seen coach for years. But it's amazing what happens in real time, Tim. They don't take it to heart and do it. Now, he's got some growing to do still.
Arizona State got the timeout. Well, every weekday, catch the most fearless voice in sports, Colin Cowherd, along with co-host Jason McIntyre, for a bold, unique, and outspoken perspective on the day's biggest stories, The Herd. Weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. We mark the ball at the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 15. Time is working against Arizona State. After that timeout, only 1 left. You see the numbers on Pine with hurries and hits. Looking long, and that pass is thrown behind Guillory. He was running a streak route against Christian Roland Wallace. It'll be 3rd and 15.
Nothing wrong with throwing a go ball, but you've been under duress for this particular series, and if you're going to throw it, to expect to have that much time to do it is not realistic. So if you're going to throw it 20 yards, that ball should be out, and that's where the route should be coordinated to on a timing.
Spencer, they're going to play at California next week. Then they get Colorado here at home. They're going to bye on October the 14th. I know times are tough, and they're without so many players, but they've given reason for people to have some optimism, I think, after tonight's performance. Jamil Muhammad with the stop of Scadaboo there, and it's 4th and long, and their last gasp coming up right here.
Yeah, Alex Grinch just turning loose that edge pressure right there. That's a -2 loss. I think they've got 4 negative plays on this series, and it's been impressive. And Alex has dialed it up, and he's salivating. He couldn't have done this a year ago.
No.
But with the addition of Kalen Bullock and Eric Gentry, Mason Cobb, Christian Roland Wallace, all of those new assets, 5 of them total, has really transformed the back end.
I know people are going to say, who have they really played? You get that a lot in college football, but I'm a believer now in Alex Grinch's defense. I wasn't until these last 2 games that we've had. And again, people could say, well, but the opponents. All right, well, the Arizona State team may be short of talent right now, but they gave it their all, and his defense has still had some out pitches that I don't think they had at the end of last year. You know, next week they have to go to Colorado. That'll be different, and that team is in a bad humor next week. Should be special.
Yep.
And listen, Deion Sanders' impact and influence on the game is unchanged regardless of what Oregon did today. And I don't think any of us that really follow the game closely were surprised that Oregon won the game by a large margin. They may be surprised that they did it with the bravado that they had. It's 4th and 17, the ball game on the line, and it's incomplete. Arizona State was 3 out of 3. Arizona State was 3 out of 3 on 4th downs until that play.
Back to your point about Oregon, they've got so much depth.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it.
Well, and that offensive and defensive front line for Colorado simply not in a position to deal with a team like Oregon that's recruited so well. They see those top 25 victories. Oregon gets it big, and they shoot back up. I had them preseason number 3 in my poll.
I like this bunch right here. They're underrated, man.
James Franklin's heck of a coach. He's recruited some 5-stars to match Ohio State's. That huge win for the Buckeyes, courtesy Marvin Harrison with some big catches late after getting banged up. Utah with another just relentless defensive effort to beat UCLA. Garner some revenge on the game that we had a year ago, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson led UCLA to a win. Here goes Lloyd, and he's tripped up, but he was ready to go for a long, long distance before Chris Edmonds got him. Now listen, Oregon State is going to play on Friday night next Friday night on FS1, all right? They are the most underrated one-loss team, and they're going to be playing the most underrated undefeated team in my opinion, Oregon State against Utah.
It's going to be a blast.
I mean, that is an unbelievable game. Defensively, those two are as good as any. And until today at Washington State, when Cam Ward went off on them in the first half, they were leading the Pac-12 in total defense, even better than Utah.
And Morgan Scalley, you're going to see some defensive, like kind of similar to what you're seeing tonight. Very active, frenetic blitz packages that are unique, zone blitz combination.
I'll tell you what, partner. You and I get to work on Friday nights for a third time this year, and I've not been disappointed in any of it.
Not at all.
And that's going to be a great Friday night game to kick off the college football weekend next week. The Clemson loss today to Florida State is another big one when you think about it. I think Norvell has put himself in that program in a position now where you got to say in the ACC, they've answered the bell, you know, and they could have gotten away with a loss today when you think about it, having beaten LSU earlier this year. That's a hard-earned win for Lincoln Riley, Spence.
Yep, he definitely earned it. It was a tough situation, much tougher than the average fan out there really appreciates.
Marshawn Lloyd, a very quiet 14 carries for 154, averaged 11 per tote. Williams with 5 total touchdowns, 3 in the air, 2 on the ground. And Cam Scattaboo, 222 total yards. What a performance by that young man. And I'm telling you, Arizona State has their own. It's his dream job. He's 33, and he is going to have some success here in the desert. We'll be back to wrap this up.